So basically, what's going on with how they screwed up Turner v. Driver? Well, initially, when they he stated that, under Turner v. Driver, we're able to stop you and identify you. Well, no, not quite. You can't. You're not required. Well, he's not required to identify himself because that is actually the requirement is to be arrested underneath the Texas Penal Code. And Terry v. Ohio, he's not required to identify himself. It was just a standard Terry stop. It was a standard police stop where they're doing questioning. They had reasonable articulable suspicion to conduct a police stop, but not to, how should I put it, to identify him. They didn't have probable cause for an actual arrest. On top of that, the case is out of the Fifth Circuit, not the Supreme Court. Pretty obvious on that part.
It's pretty obvious he had no freaking clue what he was talking about, because he said, first he said Dallas, and then he said Fort Worth, and he said it was Supreme Court. Well, didn't have anything to do with Dallas, Fort Worth, North Texas, or the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and the thing is when I'm sitting here, when I listen to it, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, okay, it's very clear this cop has no idea what he's talking about.
Or just a liar. And
I sat there, and I'm just like, okay, there's only one case I know that relates to anything along this was Turner v. Driver, and I'm just like, out of deduction, it was pretty obvious which case he was talking about.
Yeah, because he did say 2007, too, so that narrowed it down even more.
2007, well, yeah, last year, 2017. Off by about 10 years there, man. But as is, they had, how should I put it? There was definitely reasonable and articulable suspicion to conduct a police stop and do a regular detainment. Just because of News Now's supposedly, I didn't see the action on the camera, so I'm just going to take the cop at his word for it, which at this point doesn't go far with his obvious not knowing case law already.
Right.
Where he was apparently running at some point, and then he also was crouching down to get a stable shot, which I've done similar, or because, how should I put it? You put yourself in a more of a prone position, you get a better shot if you're like doing a long range zoom. But as is, yes, those are definitely possible reasons to conduct a police stop, but the way they went about doing it, where they had the gun pulled on him, told him, give him conflicting commands like cross your legs, crawl over to me, which, how should I put it? Didn't we see a guy get murdered last year on video, on police body cam because of those same instructions?
Exactly.
So we already got a problem with this officer. This officer is definitely an issue for the police force and should definitely be removed. And just because of that action alone, of the a disproportionate use of force in that incident for just doing a detainment. Then you have the Terry v. Ohio Fourth Amendment violation, where they actually searched his pockets to fish out his identification so they can do a check on him. When that is in clear violation of not only Terry v. Ohio, but also Texas Penal Code, whatever it's called, for identifying. He has to be arrested to be required to identify himself.
3802.
And Terry v. Ohio, they're only allowed to frisk the outside of the body and for weapons. And if they detect a weapon, that's when they can grab it out of the pocket. But it doesn't sound like they even did that properly. And when they went for the ID specifically, straight up Fourth Amendment violation underneath Terry v. Ohio.
Yeah, and, you know, there's a lot of comments about News Now keeping his driver's license with him. He always does. We've talked to him. But like I always say, you do your audits, you do them your way. If people don't like it, it's not their butt on the line. It's yours.
Yeah, so. But how should I put it? The thing is we're going to get criticized because we put ourselves out there publicly. That criticism, we're going to get it no matter what. Okay. You're also going to get it from the other activists. We have to accept that. The thing is when you're doing your thing, you do your thing. Just keep in mind that you will be criticized, and some of that criticism is good, some of it's obviously bad, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, well, this is, I don't know if I've ever shown this to y'all before, but this is the wallet I keep when I go out. And in case I do that, they pull this wallet out, and they see that one little card there, and this is what they get.
Yeah. All right. Hey, I'll be taking a quick break real fast to retrieve some items. Yeah, my delivery is here. I'll be back in a sec.
All right. Let me look at some of the chat here and see what's going on. Well, anyway, I posted that one, even though I'm, a lot of people have criticized him for the way he does his. I posted it because of the outrageous actions from that police department, and I figured it needed to be out there. And there's a lot of criticism about him on there, keeping his driver's license with him and all that. That's not what it was about. I don't care how he does his. He does his way, I do mine my way, you do yours your way. But I think that the video had to get out there. Let's see, Batusai, Sheepdog, and have been live streamed tonight. Yeah, I watched it. They're just not too far from me. They're just a few miles from where I'm at right now. And in fact, that is my store that I go to. So next time I go down there, I might have a few things to ask about if they've solved their racist problem yet.
Training.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do it in front of some other customers that might appreciate it.
Cheers at P&P and Bunny Boots Inc. Okay, thank you, Real Jingle. So,
yeah. Anyway, he's back with his food. So we've got them stating a law that doesn't exist, or.
Well, no, he sat there. The officer sat there and said he knows what the penal code there, and completely ignored it. Though there is one point I do have to criticize News Now. He should have had the officer go ahead and read Turner v. Driver to him.
He should have.
I really want. That would have been a great hang up right there, to be honest, to see how badly he would have further screwed that one up.
But I'm not gonna fault him for that, because he had just had guns pulled on him by assholes with badges. You could be shaken up by that pretty easy, and not thinking 100%. So I think he did rather well. But yeah, that would have been.
Oh, he definitely did good.
It would have been good for him to do that, but he might not even been understanding that he was talking about Turner versus Driver, since the way he stated it.
The officer just was completely off the wall.
Yeah. So either the officer was talking about Turner versus Driver, or he was just lying his ass off. And now we know that they are paid liars. They're paid, trained liars. So when they're talking to you, you can't believe a damn thing they tell you. None of them, because they're paid and trained to lie. And when you see this many of them out there lying, and this many of them out there ignoring the law and not giving a damn about the Constitution, how can you trust any of them in what they say? Yeah, you can listen to them, but you can't believe anything they say.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, I've had my issues with Texas police before in the past too, where they sat there and it's like I will hold the law right there in front of their face, and they'll completely ignore it and walk right off. And of course, later they have to, they just end up leaving because it's like, we can't get him on anything.
Yeah, and we see that all the time where you have the laws right in your pocket, you hand it to them, and they just say, I don't want to see that, I don't care. Doesn't make any difference to me. I'm the big guy here. I get to do what the hell I want, because I know I won't get in trouble. And I want to screw you over if I can.
Oh, yeah. But
that's one of the reasons we're here doing this. And that's, we've got all these new auditors that have been out there, all these new auditors coming up, because people are seeing these videos, and they're getting sick and tired of it.
Well, and the thing is this is a clear night and day civil rights violation. Now, it can be taken to court. It can be sued on, just on the Terry v. Ohio part right there. Now, is there going to be damages or anything like that? Probably not. You probably end up paying more in court fees than you'd get in like a lawsuit, unless you get the legal fees included as part of the compensation.
Yeah, and
which is a whole different battle right there.
Yeah, and you might think that having guns put on you, somebody might be able to use that, such a stressful situation and traumatized by it. But if they can shoot a guy that's on the ground doing what they tell him to do on video, murder him on video, and be found not guilty, then you can't expect much with this.
Yeah.
one. And like I've said many times, most of us don't have the money to go to court all the damn time. So we just pick our battles, and if one happens to be one that we can put the money together and it's the kind of case that's worth it, then you go for it. For those that have a lot of money, hey, do whatever the hell you want, man. Go for it, because they need to be taught a lesson. But who wants to spend that kind of money, or has that kind of money just to throw at the court case?
Yeah. Yeah, I love Aladin Inferenzen's comment. News Now was actually real chill considering he was looking down the barrel of a gun. I would have shit myself. And I agree, some people would definitely shit themselves.
Yeah.
It's not easy looking down at the barrel at something that's going to end your life.
Yeah, I would have been going, maybe I better check my underwear when this is over. Yeah, I thought he did very well. And under those circumstances, who in the hell would have been thinking everything they wish they would have been able to think about, I'm sure later he got off there and goes, man, I wish I would have thought of that or thought of that, but yeah.
And Real Jingy, I haven't had a chance. I think you messaged that to me. I haven't had a chance to really look at that due to the fact I have a lot of stuff I got to be looking at, but just been really busy.
Yeah, and News Alaska, hopefully you got the OBS studio figured out. If not, I'm sure you will. And maybe you could bug Bunny.
Yeah, well, how should I put it? I'm actually in the middle of researching a new OBS type of streaming program for Windows that just came out. It's actually been done by Streamlabs. It looks like it's going to be easier to use for those that are not technical minded, but it does have its own flaws and unique characteristics. So, as I said, I got to do more experiments with it.
Yeah, most of them do. It took me a little while to go through OBS. In fact, you helped me through part of it. I had it working for part of what I wanted to do when I was just early on, but it didn't do everything I wanted it to do, and then I had some problems, and you helped me get through it. So,
yeah, it seems I'm everybody's tech support. I still got to get back with Constitutional Corner and help her out.
Hey, that's why we got you as Prez, right?
Yeah. Oh, and that reminds me. Someone commented on the deliveries part. No, it is actually food, not the deliveries you're thinking of. So, yeah, I confirmed that with PMP before we started. I was like, I'm waiting on food to get here. So,
all right. There was 3 things I wanted to talk about tonight. Let me see. We got this one. There was the blue flag petition, but I'm thinking I'm going to wait because we might have a guest coming on to talk about that. I don't know if he got my message early enough or not.
Okay.
And shoot, what was the other one? Okay. I can't remember what the other one was now. I told you earlier, I think, but I don't remember.
You told me, but I don't remember it either. I was counting on you to have that written down.
Did I put that in the chat? Did I send to you?
No, that we ended up talking about that over the phone.
Damn, I was hoping I put it in the chat.
I'll double check my text messages here. So.
Yeah, well, I was trying to enter my damn passcode so I could go look at it, but now it doesn't want to take my passcode, so I'm going to reset here.
Keep fat finger in it, yeah.
There. Okay, we got the Copeland video. We may just end up going to the flag thing. Apparently I didn't. I don't see it in there.
Well, actually, I might as well make a comment about this real fast since we need a little bit of a delaying subject here.
All right.
I'm not sure how many of you guys know what's been going on over in Portland. there's been a huge piston match between the DA of the Portland, the county that surrounds Portland, or Oregon, and a few of the cop watchers. Well, apparently, one of the cop watchers, son of Hightower, has shut down his channel due to pressure stemming pushed onto his family. And that's one of the other things that, how should I put it, that you might end up running into. Robert West actually did a short video about the ongoings of what's going on over there, because apparently there's a bunch of drama involved with it too, between a few cop watchers. But nonetheless, the important part that I want to take from this is that son of Hightower's daughter has been weaponized against his activism of filming the police over there, to the point where they put the police and their supporters put pressure on his family, that put pressure on the daughter, who then the daughter ended up putting pressure on him to shut down. And these are like the unintended consequences that we all need to keep in mind, because there's all different kinds of angles that we can be easily pressured to give up or to quit. As is, I mean, they can do direct force, where even possibly our lives are threatened, like what News Now Houston suffered through. Was it early? It was like early to mid last year when he came out and mentioned that he was targeted in a drive-by shooting. And I mean, it could also be harassment at our workplaces, which we have heard with various activists that have been harassed at their workplace, where that's gotten them fired in the past.
Yep, we've seen that before several times. The other subject was News Now Tennessee put Bankai got his appeal money. That's what I was going to talk about.
Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
Bankai. The reason I put up that video was to help Bankai get the money to file the appeal. He's got that money now, so I'm not gonna. I was asked to do a live and to raise some more money for him from another source, and we don't need to. He's got the money to do that. When he gets through the appeals, gets a lawyer, all that, we'll let him work through all that. If he gets that done, then I'll come back out and I'll ask for more money if he needs it, and I'm sure he will if he gets to that point. So that's really all there is to that. There's no reason for me to try to raise more money for him, or any of us to try to raise more money, because he's got the money, and I think there's some in the mail too. And I sent some money to him that was sent to me, but I put it under anonymous from several people, because I didn't want to list them all, and they sent it to me and they didn't say to give their names, so I just put it under anonymous. And he doesn't have a PayPal because he doesn't have a regular bank account. That's why he's using the other, and anyway, whatever the hell the name of it is.
Yeah.
PayPal is cheaper to use. In fact, you can send money for free to a certain point. I don't remember exactly what the rules are there, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have one. So at least we got him taken care of for now. Now the ball's in his corner. He needs to take care of that other to get the appeal done. Hopefully we got him the help he needs to get the appeal set up. He was having no lawyer in that area wants to take it, because they know that it won't do any good, I guess, in that area. So he's going to have to try to find a lawyer from outside of that area. I think that the lawyers in that area are either, it's a not a very densely populated area, pretty sparsely populated. They all work together. They probably all party together, and they don't want to get on the wrong side of a corrupt judge and a corrupt cop, so a corrupt sheriff. So I guess I can't really blame them, even though they should be doing it anyway, because that's what they're there for. Hopefully he'll find one outside of the area that will take it on. And I've talked to some people that are going to help him, or do their best to help him through this. Hopefully we get that help him get it all done. So I guess we can move on from there.
Yep. Well, we'll also move on to the
blue flag petition.
Yeah, the blue line flag thing, yeah. Which
yeah,
I'll let you open up on it so I can finish munching on this chicken strip here.
Yeah, I was thinking about showing a bunch of pictures here, and depending on how long we do this, I may go find them. But there's a lot of comments about that it's free speech. No, it's not free speech. They are paying for those flags with our money that they're putting up on the poles. The stickers they're putting on the cars, the murals they're putting on the cars. They've got one that's a blue line flag skull thing that they're putting on some cars, and it's like in the big one in the center of the damn hood. That's not cheap, and they're paying our money. They're spending our money to do that on our vehicles, on our time. That is not free speech. Now, I don't know. I think some police departments have different rules about, you know, maybe they give out money for the uniforms, maybe they don't. But if they put the flag, and if the police department allows them to put that flag on there, or wear the little rings with the blue line on it and all that, I don't really care about that much if it's not our money. If they're spending their own money for the little ring and put the little patch on there, that's I don't really care. I don't like it, and so I guess I do care, but I can't really say as much if they're spending their own money for that. Even though it is still on our dime, they're working on our dime, so it's not exactly a free speech issue in my mind when they're spending our money. So, Bunny, you want to add anything in there? Or you still got a mouthful of
Clear my throat here.
All right.
Now the thing is, I have the same sentiment because, how should I put it? It's not the free speech part. It's a politicizing part. The police are not supposed to be political, to be honest. They're supposed to be just the arm of enforcement. Now, when they're using government money to, I didn't even know they're actually painting that onto the cars.
It might
and in
just
which
be
case,
a decal, but it still costs money.
Yeah, well, the thing is still, you're not supposed to be politicizing stuff on the police vehicles. It's sort of like we don't have politicians putting their campaign things on the police vehicles, or at least they shouldn't be. We don't have, well, there shouldn't be religious symbols going on police vehicles. In fact, actually, I think there was threats of lawsuits where there was a reference to God in one part of southeastern part of the United States, where police were putting some sort of reference to God on the police vehicles. There was a lot of possible gearing up for a lawsuit. I don't know what happened to all of that. I think they actually removed it because of the threats of lawsuits. But the thing is, police are supposed to be there for enforcing the laws. Now, if they want to go ahead and have their own little side campaign brunch or whatever, where they pay out of their own pocket, or maybe the police union themselves pay for the flags and all that stuff, yeah, I have no problem with that. But when government money that is specifically meant to go to the police department itself and for their functions starts spending on these blue line flags, this is actually paying for politicized speech. In which case, that doesn't need to be that money needs to be allocated for something else. And so that is my standpoint on that issue, because I view it as essentially politicized, as a political speech issue where it shouldn't be. I mean, government employees do have a freedom of speech; they have all that right, but not with the taxpayers' money.
That's my sentiment.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like I said, if they want to pay for their own little blue gang member ring and wear it on duty, I don't care. But if it's coming out of our pockets, I do care.
Yeah, and the thing is also putting it on the uniform too. I think that I've heard some of them running around with patches and stuff like that, like the Velcro patches. That really falls underneath the policy of how the police department runs it. To be honest, I think it would be a bad idea, but
yeah, I do too. That's why I
but
say
that becomes more of a more gray line issue kind of thing.
Yeah, and as well with me, it's a little bit more gray line there. It really depends on the different departments' policies, and if they're giving them money to help pay for their uniforms or to pay for their uniforms and so on and so forth. So, like you say, it's a little bit of a gray area. So I'm not going to complain about that too much, even though I really don't like it.
Yeah, and how should I put it? I mean, a part of that is also from my practical experience as military, because the military, in a way, is treated the same way. We're not supposed to be political while in uniform, and also our uniform is supposed to be kept up to par within the policy and the UCMJ and all that stuff. And a lot of that's, I mean, the police, in a way, do take after the military and the way they function, at least hierarchy and management and all that stuff, to some extent. And so I'm able to draw some parallels between the two, especially when they're trying to militarize the police like crazy to be more weaponized,
Yeah,
which
really
is causing more
nuts
problems.
when I see those videos of police officers all dressed up like military. They are not freaking military. That's not what they're there for, and that's a shameful act as far as I'm concerned. And it shows what they're really about.
And the thing is the police are supposed to be peacekeepers. They're the ones that are supposed to be, they're supposed to be involved with the community, know what's going on, and try to enforce, make sure there's civility between the different factions, the different groups that are within a population that live within their jurisdictions. But when the police show up and automatically, and they have no ties to the community, they don't have any major outreaches and stuff like that, then they start becoming they start being looked at as like the occupiers kind of thing. And so then you have this and then you have this issue of disenfranchisement from the community that they're supposed to be keeping the peace in, and they're looked at as invaders and the enemy force. And we see how this goes, especially with like over in St. Louis, where you got predatory policing, where they're issuing fines, constantly going after the poor communities that can't fight back, with just in order to raise revenue. It causes a lot of problems, and you'll eventually end up with riots.
Oh, while I'm thinking about it, there was a video. I saw it earlier. I didn't get a chance to edit it and put it up, but Radical Reactor did, and it was up in the parking lot of a police department. And the first officer was cool, said it was consensual, and it was in... I can't think of it now. Radical, if you're still there, you just put it up. It was when the second police officer showed up, was demanding ID and everything, and the guy stood up to him. If you're still here, put that up. If not, I'll put it in the chat later, in the comments later when this video goes up.
How recent was it?
It was just put up tonight.
2 hours ago?
Yeah, and it was on Radical Reactor's site. Like I said, I've got it in my queue over here downloaded, but I haven't edited it yet. And I've already put up 2 videos today, so I was thinking about putting it up tomorrow. But I think
here I'll post job. I'll post a link to it in the chat here. I just got it pulled up. I haven't seen it. I've been out of the loop. I'm dealing with a few other things. Or I put it in the general live chat so other people can see it. But I'll go ahead and put it in the Zoom chat too.
I forgot I put you in there where you could do that. All right. So anyway, go check him out, and I'll put him up in the morning for those that aren't gonna see this tonight. And anyway, I think he did a pretty good job standing up to him. I really thought he would back down when that other officer was starting to get a little pushy, but he didn't. He didn't back down, and the cop did. And because there was really no RAS. I mean, even in Georgia Community Watch, that's it. Even in Georgia, even though it's a stop and ID state, if I remember correctly, you still have to have RAS. That doesn't apply unless you have RAS. So, well,
and the one thing is, people need to start learning the difference between reasonable, articulable suspicion and probable cause. Reasonable, articulable suspicion means we think there's something going on here.
Yeah, and this cop admitted that it wasn't.
Yeah, and probable cause means we're sure that there is an actual crime that's happened here, right. Either because something there was a report of a crime that that just happened like 500 feet away or something like that, or we saw we saw the infraction in front of our eyes. That's where the probable cause is. Like, we're pretty sure that there is a crime. We saw it, or we got enough here to say yes, there is a crime. Where a probable cause is just like, I think we have we might have something. You're acting a little bit fishy here, so we can stop and question you, but that's about it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and the police officer admitted that he hadn't done anything illegal, so that was all that really there was to it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised the police officer backed down, but we see that quite a bit too. They get all pushy and loud and threatening, but if you stand up to them, they back down. But then some of them don't, and they arrest your butt. But that's part of what we do, so we take that chance.
Yep. And a few of us have been through that a couple times already, so.
Yeah. Way too many. That's part of the problem. I don't know what else to say about that. I've said that enough about that so many times. I probably not need to go over that anymore.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to go over tonight, or?
Not really. I was just going to finish some eating and then get back to doing some more research and stuff. All I got to say is I've been enjoying quite the entertaining reading of some copyright law and contract laws of late. So, well, for site entertainment.
And I like what you're doing with reading the law. Doing the live stream with reading the law. I have a bit of a hard time sitting and reading that crap myself. But when you're doing it, it's a lot easier, because I just don't like reading that crap, because it's just, my mind just can't get wrapped around it very much.
Well, all I'm doing is I'm making an audio book, so those that want to be able to, how should I put it, learn about it, but want to be able to do other things at the same time instead of having to sit there and read and dedicate all their brain power to it. They can sit there and turn it on and wash the dishes or work on their homework or play a game or something in the background, and they'll be able to at least glance off of or slowly absorb their understanding of it. Of course, I do throw in my side banters and all that other stuff into it, so you have to deal with that part. Though I maybe in the future I'll go back over and I'll do some clean readings of all these things without adding in all that extra side banters.
I think maybe I'll take a chance, and if there's anybody in the chat, which I can't tell how many people are there because the way my screen is, if you want to join in, you're going to need Zoom. If you want to join in, let me know. I'll put the Zoom number in and let you join in. I would prefer if you had good audio and video, but if you just have good audio, that's okay too. Give me a couple minutes to decide if they want to come in or not. Oh, and this might not even be needed said, because I've got an idiot that I'm not going to even talk about, and there's a couple of them that have been posting in my comments, and y'all haven't seen it because I've blocked it, but that it seems like Radical and Reactor and I are in some kind of competition. Radical and Reactor and I don't know each other. He doesn't know me, I don't know him. He posts stuff, I post stuff. Sometimes the same stuff, sometimes it's different. Sometimes he's first, sometimes I'm first. It doesn't matter. He's trying to get the word out just like I am. There is no competition. We don't know each other. We don't dislike each other. There's nothing there. So forget it.
Oh, man, you got my hopes down, up and then down with all that, because I was hoping I would have two people I can drag over to the Kumite and listen to them go at it in verbal debate and verbal blood sports.
Sometimes he gets to one before I do, and it does get to me sometimes. He'll post it just before I'm getting ready to post it, and I'm going, God dang it, he beat me to it. But there's not really any special. There's nothing there. It doesn't matter. Like I said, we don't know each other. We just post what we find when we find it. And he gives me credit, and I give him credit, when he finds it before me.
Yeah, and then all I got to say is if there's any cop or person or lawyer who wants to debate me on the law, I have the perfect middle ground arena
Kumite
to do it in. Just message me, and I would sure as hell love to have the debate out on those issues. So,
All right. Well, it doesn't look like.
I think someone asked for the meeting code.
Let me see here. I missed it. I was talking. Let's see.
Southern Illinois Public Observers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to post it in the chat here. I'm going to give you the number. You're going to have to if you don't have Zoom, you're going to have to go sign up for the free one. Okay, it's pretty quick. Give you a few minutes to do it. If there's anybody that's already got it. Just a minute.
I'm waiting for the call flood to come in on our Zoom chat. So
now I got to get back over here and get the number. If it'll let me copy and it won't let me copy and paste. All right, it's get ready to take this down because if I click over here, I can't see the number. It's 835 698 303.
Here, give me a second. I'll just type it into the chat.
I wonder if I slide this down, they can see it.
I can type it into the chat, so don't worry.
Okay.
Let's see here.
That's at the top left of my screen right now. I think they can see it, but go ahead and type it in. It'll be easier for them.
Bam.
Let me get this back to where it belongs. All right, so you got that in there. There we go. Oh, we'll give him a couple minutes to see if he can come in. Now screenshot it. I drink my coffee a little bit.
Oh crap! That's the number that we use for our near daily meetings. I hope no one comes and disturbs us while we're having our daily meetings. I'm joking about that.
Yeah.
We don't have near daily meetings.
No, we don't.
They're like near monthly.
Yeah, we do have one coming up soon though.
Oh yeah.
Stephen N.A. I hope that's Southern Illinois Public Observer coming in under his name. But
all I gotta say is I'm gonna be extremely upset if they're doing 5,000 hertz waves. So
I'm gonna unmute him. Is that you, Southern Illinois?
They might be still setting the audio up too.
Yeah. We give him.
It's Melcher.
Oh, okay.
I can actually expand the chat. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I guess. For those, we were talking about the blue flag petition. If you go to my video, there's a link in the description. It takes you to the original person's video, and it has pictures of some of that stuff. The stickers on the side of the car, the mural on the hood, and other stuff. So if y'all want to see, examples of what's there, you might want to do that. Winds of Change is here. And Stephen. Winds of Change. Let's see here. Can you hear us? It looks like she's still setting up.
Yeah. Oh, and just give everyone a heads up. The reason why I'm not using webcam is I can't control the resolution and bit rate and all that stuff that it puts out in. So it'll automatically try to do 1080p at 60 frames a second, which eats up bandwidth like crazy. So
yeah, Steve Melcher, I got it. I see your comment there. And Winds of Change says figuring it out. Well, we can see you. We just can't hear you yet. And you're not muted, so apparently you don't have a microphone working yet. So anyway, she's working on that. We'll give her a minute or two to figure that out. I see your comment there. And Winds of Change says figuring it out. So I'm going to... Well, we can see you.
I think we hear her
There
too.
it is. There it is. We're getting an echo from her though, or a delay.
That's because how should I put it? The audio coming out of the mics is going right back in. I mean, going out of the speakers is going right back in the mic.
Yeah. Anyway, she's working on that.
Wisdom.
We'll give her a minute or two.
Winds have changed. I'm sorry. Do you have a headset you can put in?
Comment there. And winds have changed is figuring it, so I'm gonna. Oh, we can see you.
I think we hear her too.
There it is. There it is. We're getting an echo from her, or a delay.
She's also playing the video at the same time, which is causing it going out of the speakers is going right back in the mic.
Yeah. Anyway, she's working on that.
Yeah, that's why the delay, because she's got the audio and video going on the
you have a
computer or something.
Comment there.
All right, I'm going to mute her and let her work through that for a minute, and then we'll come back. Saipo.
And we also got News Now Alaska.
Hey, News Now Alaska. I'm going to unmute you because I think you already got this figured out. Kid, well, I guess he muted himself back. We lost him.
We got him. No, he's turned on his camera.
Oh, there he is. We lost one and everything switched.
Can you guys? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Oh, he's on that couch or chair again, relaxing. And have you moved since the last time we talked?
Oh yeah. That's good.
I thought the moss was growing on him already.
Right. So this blue line thing, I've also been noticing it on their uniforms.
Yes.
I think somebody commented about that.
Yeah, it's you see it on some of the uniforms and you don't. And one of the comments that people are making is, don't tell them they can't do that, because that shows us when we first start talking to them what kind of police officer we're talking to. We know we're talking to a corrupt police officer when we see that on their hand or on their uniform. I can't really argue that point, but I still don't like it because they're spending our money on a lot of this stuff.
Well, and the thing is, it might also become a thing where the officers that don't want to do that, and it becomes like a policy to put it on there. And as I said, I view it as a political speech kind of situation.
Yeah, and I bet the police officers that have it will be raising hell with the ones that don't want to put it on there. Oh, you're not one of us? I'm sorry I interrupt you, buddy.
It's like they're displaying their gang colors. Is what it seems like.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't worry. No, I was opening a door to let a dog in so they can beg for food.
Okay. Yeah, but one of the reasons I put it up, whether I agree with it or not, with the stopping him from doing it, I don't think that it's going to stop him from doing it. I don't think it'll end up in court, and I don't think it'll stop him doing it. Unless it just really catches on and there's a lot of people behind it, and I don't see that right now. But anytime I can go after that blue line and that blue flag and that disgraceful BS behind it, I'm going to go after it. The more we can tarnish that look and that attitude, the better it's going to be. When people start looking at that flag and looking at it being a disgusting display of what it really is, the more chances that we got some change behind it.
Yep.
Canada, UK, and Alaska. Oh, I didn't see it. My little chat area is so small on this screen. I'm going to have to get another screen on here so I can put the chat up on the side.
Yeah, I use my phone for that.
Do a pop-up.
Yeah, I want to get another screen anyway.
Just an excuse to get another screen. There you go. Yeah.
I like it over here where I can glance over at it and it'll be nice and big and I can read it real quick and I don't have to look down at it or anything, because I've got the OBS over here where I can monitor the audio video over here, and then my main screen here where I can look at y'all on the Zoom call, and then way down here in the bottom I got the chat.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, what you can do is the three dots on the upper right-hand side of the live chat. If you click on that, you can do a pop-up, then you have it pop up into its own window, and you just enlarge it that way. And then if you hold down Control and use the scroll wheel on the mouse, you can zoom it in and out. Oh, quit. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna mute my mic again as I have a bacon dog here.
All right. Maybe if I just slide this over, I can slide it over and catch some of it. But anyway, don't take my excuse for a new screen away from me. And I kind of want a 4K, but then on the other hand, I really don't want to spend the money for it because it's not really that important. I got other more important things I can spend money on. And
So were you guys saying earlier that that they're spending tax dollar money on those blue flags, those blue line flags?
yeah, the ones that are flying at the police departments, that's our money paying for those flags. And
Really?
if you see that blue line skull thing, Punisher thing, some of the police cars have that on their hood.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, that's
Really?
why if you go check that link I told you about that's in my video about it, go to that link and that video has it in there. And I didn't know the guy well enough to take his video and use it. I felt like it was not quite the right thing to do, so I put my own video together and just put a link to his. And I didn't want to take too much away from his, so I wanted people to go see his video because it's more in depth than mine is. And I think he's actually the originator of the petition, so I wanted people to go there. I didn't want to give them something that they could get it all from me. And that's what I do with most of my videos. You know, I just take clips of the new guys or
Try to make it
Tyrant
fall
alert.
underneath fair use.
And I want people to go to their channel. I want them to see their work and get them the traffic. I don't need the traffic. I'm using my bigger channel to help the other guys and get the word out. I don't need it. You know, I don't need that extra stuff going on. I want to help. You know, and I can now that my channel is as big as it is. I don't have 30 or 40,000 like some of them, but you know, I got a decent sized channel now.
You're about 10K from what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, somewhere in that area, a little over.
You're bigger than me, probably. So.
Bigger than me, definitely.
Well, Bunny has done so much stuff behind the scenes, and he hasn't done as many videos as we have because he was kind of limited in Alaska, and he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And I happened to be down here with a bunch of good people where I got to work with a lot. And I need to get back out there, but been dealing with health issues and so on, so I haven't been out there as much as I should have been. But working with all those good people helped my channel. And hopefully I keep doing things right and people will keep, you know, watching what I'm doing.
I don't think the viewers and subscribers realize how much goes on behind the scenes.
Oh no, man!
You know what I mean?
The amount of time per video that it takes. I mean, the travel time. If you're out doing a video, actually videoing, the travel time, the travel money, the time it takes you there, then you come back and you go through and you know, edit the fluff out of it that doesn't need to be there, because I know some of the newer guys don't have the editing skills yet or the equipment to do it. They're just doing it on their phone and they don't know how to edit, and they get, you know, a 2-hour video.
I'm still learning too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget there are a few out there that know they can or possibly have the capability of doing it. They just don't care.
That too.
But those are, how should I put it? So far, I only know like 2 of them. So thank goodness we don't have too many of those out there.
You know, I would suggest, and this is just a suggestion, constructive criticism, don't put long videos out there unless it is filled with content that people want to see. If you're at someplace for 45 minutes and it's only a 10-minute interaction, you don't need the whole thing there. Put the good stuff in there. You know, maybe when you walk up and you see the sign of what the place is, put that in the beginning so they know where you're at. If they don't have that, then put that in there. You know, just put it in there someplace where you're at so people know, you know, where this was at. Put the interesting stuff in there that needs to be in there and leave the fluff out. Make it a shorter video above a longer video. If it's a 20-minute video and it's full of interaction and it needs to be there, then yeah, that's fine. You know, whatever it takes. But 2 hours of walking around and 5 minutes of interaction is probably not the best way to do it. But it's your channel. You do it your way.
Well, here's the thing, though. Then you start running into, oh, we don't have full context. Oh, it's highly edited. Well, the way I get around that is I speed the footage up. It's still there,
Yeah.
but I where there's nothing happening, I just make it go anywhere from like 3 to 15 times faster, so you'll hear the mouse voice or whatever. You'll still get the effect. Okay, there's nothing happening, and it'll stop. It'll go back to normal speed when there's something actually happening.
Yeah. Well,
I
what
think
I
that's
usually
funny.
go ahead.
The mouse noise, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I usually like cut out the fluff at the beginning where there's nothing going on. I put the full interaction in there, and then if I'm walking away and nothing happens after that, then I cut that part out. You know, I just show I'm walking away or something. But I always leave the GoPro going the whole time because
Always.
you know, remember that people. You know, try to have 2 cameras if you can.
Yep.
But leave the video going the whole time even if you only got 1 camera, because you never know what they're going to pull of you when you walk away. You know, when you're crossing at a light, you know, you walk or not walk, you know, and they'll say you crossed the street wrong. You didn't wait for the light or whatever, you know.
Hey, yeah. Sorry, I was talking to the dog here.
Or jaywalking, you know, crossing the street someplace where.
Or you were on our property.
Or you were on our property.
Yep.
Well, keep it and don't get rid of it.
Yep.
You know,
Always
get
keep a
yourself
record of it.
Keep it an external hard drive. Put it on there if you need to. If you don't want to do that, you know, an extra card. Just keep it. You never know when they're going to come back at you, because some of these places have a long time before they have to file. You know, they can come back at you months or years later and still file on your ass. So keep it.
Yep.
Well, we got a fun little dial-in with the phone there. 0000000000000.
Yes, yeah.
That's me.
Just remember, if you're one of the people that we probably don't want here because of who you are, I can get rid of you real quick, and I can edit your butt out. But if you're here for an honest phone call, that's cool. Now, doesn't seem to be anything going on over there with 0000 yet, so we'll see where that goes. Who do we?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who is?
Yes, we can hear you. The
I'm
person
with Southern
that's
Illinois Public Observers.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
He made it. How's it going?
I'm not the one you usually talk to, but I'm with him.
Oh, okay. So you're a partner of Southern Illinois. Long
Yeah.
title.
Well, how's it going?
I guess I'm okay.
You got any comments for what we been talking about?
I just got here, so I have no idea.
Okay.
No, we're waiting for people to comment, so maybe answer a few questions and all that stuff before I hop off and get back to doing what I need with my other stuff that I got going on right now.
Let's see. Mookie says, whatever, says, how long is this going to be going on? He's about an hour from the house, I think. I don't think we're going to be on for an hour, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Sometimes these things last an hour or 30 minutes, and sometimes they last 2 or 3 hours.
If we had Silent Citizen in here, it would probably last for 5 hours. So
Yeah. I haven't even seen Silent.
the way that guy talks.
I haven't seen Silent in the chat tonight. I saw him earlier on one of the live streams, but I haven't seen him in the
Earlier.
chat.
Yeah.
It's
earlier.
probably that drinking time right now for him. Saturday night.
Who's all did live streams today?
Uh,
That I missed out on.
Desert Sentinel did one.
the Batu side, Jack and Todd did one earlier together.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe Pen and Sword's doing one now.
Well, decent amount of people doing live streams at the moment, spreading out.
Is it gonna be
At least we don't have like 6 or 7 going on at the same time on the same subject matter.
Yeah, I wonder if tonight's going to end up being another live stream marathon thing.
What was it? I think it was last week. It was like almost. It kept being a tag off where, not long after someone ended one, another one started back up, and it just kept going in that kind of rotation.
It was last week, the week before, but yeah, I know the night you're talking about. It God, everybody was up all freaking night long.
It's the holidays, that's why.
Yeah, the Petition did a live stream at the same time, part of the time, tonight, while they were at that Sam's Club, which is my Sam's Club. So,
were they auditing or just BSing?
They were showing the racism exhibited by the employees there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they exposed it, and so now next time I go in, I'm going to be having a few nice comments about, have you got your racism problems solved yet? I saw that.
I gotta see that. I gotta see this. If anything, oh man, if it's good stuff, I know where to promote it to. That will get some traction.
Yeah, because they had.
Or at least I'll help get it traction.
Jack and Todd and the Petition were all there. All right, and Jack is the only member. And Jack they bought some kind of drink. I don't know, 2 cases of it, and he had the Petition carry one for him. So Jack's got one, the Petition's got the other. Jack goes through line first, and when they get to the point where they want to check his receipt, he goes, "Man, I'm in a hurry. I got to go." She lets him go. Well, when the Petition comes up right behind him, she won't let him go, even though he says the same thing, and physically stops him. And I'll let it go from there. Y'all can watch the video to see it from there.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to see that.
Yeah, I tried calling them. They hung up on me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I actually got through to them.
Did you?
What, did they hang up on you or just put you on hold?
No, I heard some woman in the background saying something about how the manager wanted them to take the lines off the hook and then let them ring through.
I love it.
Well, they'll be getting more phone calls tonight and tomorrow.
Oh,
and then the headquarters is going to be getting them too.
Yeah, I think they put out a call for it. At least I did.
Yeah, I didn't do anything on it yet, but the police actually did okay.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised. It's San Antonio, and we know how screwed up they are. But they did okay. And I think they did okay because they didn't have any choice but to do okay. There's really
I
not
think they
much
knew who they were
do.
dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well, one of them they did know Jack.
Yeah, the female. She said, "Yeah, I know what you guys are."
And Jack had to have Todd drive his truck out of there because that cop knew about him, and he didn't want her to screw him over. So.
Oh yeah, do some sort of traffic stop bullshit on him.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned that there were several other people there, or a couple other people there that left. So
there was
footage.
There was more people there. I
Yeah, so
guarantee
certain
there was
footage
more
would be-
people there.
Yep. That way they couldn't just arrest everybody and no footage would get out.
Yeah.
Protect the footage.
Well.
Yep. Sometimes that's the
we do
important
that.
part.
Sometimes we do that, and sometimes we don't do that. But we always tell them we do, and they never know when we do or don't.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No.
Okay. Well, the thing is the important part is, you at least want to have something get out in some form or manner, if possible, whether either through wireless through the cell phone or through wireless means or something like that, or just having some other individual nearby that is, how should I put it, covertly or recording or covertly receiving the footage through a wireless means and able to book it out of there, so that way the evidence is at least gets out of there where it can be published publicly and not be disappeared.
No, like Jack and I, when we were over on the west side, and it was near one of the colleges, just down the street from one of the colleges, and I was across the street in my truck enjoying the air conditioner, and I had my phone hooked up to my camera and videoing him from across the street. All right, I got perfect audio, perfect video of everything that went on. I mean, it was like I was standing right there beside him. And
Really?
They never knew that I was there watching them, but they behaved themselves, even though they didn't know. The police officers did. Now the idiots from the school didn't. They were being pretty stupid, and they shut down the whole school because he was down the street with doing an open carry, and the cops are there talking to him, being cool, but they shut down the whole school.
Did you hear about that?
Well, anyway, they never knew I was there. But you can plug in your phone to the audio of your camera and stand back from a distance and get everything you need. Just zoom in, you know.
Oh yeah. But did you hear about the stormtrooper getup that was walking around near his kid's school there, and they called the police and put the school on lockdown? Happened like I think it was spring last year.
If I did, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it made a little splash in the national news. It wasn't too big, but it was a good chuckle for me. I was just sitting here, I'm like, a guy is dressed up in a stormtrooper costume. Yes, he has a plastic gun. You don't need to put a school on lockdown because some dude's wandering around in a costume.
Oh,
Especially one from Star Wars.
I remember that one. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna check
Sometimes they just overreact a few things. You had one or two super chats pop up, so.
Somebody say thanks to Josh Haynes for donating. Thank you, Josh. We've been so busy talking, I've been watching the chat.
Yeah, that reminds me. Joshua, I made sure to add you to the donation banner thing that's on my channel. Though I don't know the full amount that you have donated, so I just set it to $50 for all your super chats. So you're getting accredited on there, just to give you a heads up. Next time I do a live stream, you'll see your name on there.
Yeah, and for all those that have donated to me and to Bankai and the others, my thanks go out to you. Y'all make it easier for us just by your support, even without your money. But your money helps because we, you know, we can use it for gas money or replacing cards. You know, the cards for the cameras.
Legal fees is actually the more important thing.
Yeah, legal fees. And I'm working on getting my legal nest egg put together at the same time I'm working on other things. And because I've always said you really should look at that and keep some money aside for that, for yourself, just in case. But because you may need it, you know. And try to have a lawyer already picked out. That might help.
If you can find one. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, how should I put it? I've already burned through the entire Eugene area, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I now have to start expanding the search zone further out.
I don't understand that because.
And that's a population of about 500,000 right there, or something like that. Or it's pretty high up.
If you got a lawyer, and you're willing to pay him, why wouldn't he want to take your case? It doesn't make any sense to me, especially when you got it on video. And we don't take frivolous cases to court. We take cases where we got them cold with the video, and them saying stupid shit, and lawyers don't want to take it. I don't understand it. But
yeah,
you can't find them.
Yeah, it's just, how should I put it? It's a lot of digging. And I mean, up here in Alaska, it's even more difficult just to find one. Because I tried looking for, several years back, especially after the arrest incident. But as is, it's just a pain in the butt. And then the lawyers that you do know that might take it, they either are unreachable or they're just already filled up with all the cases they can take at that time. So they're not able to take on any new cases.
Yeah, I guess you could go for the legal insurance stuff that they've got out there. But I don't know how much I trust it. I don't know anybody that's used it but one person, and he liked it, but he's not dealing with what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But if you have that insurance and you get in trouble, it'd be kind of hard for them to say no if you've got the evidence sitting there and showing that you're right and they're wrong. It'd be kind of hard for that insurance company, that lawyer group or whatever from that insurance company to say no. At least I would suspect it would be, but I don't know because I never used them.
Yeah, and I mean, every time I've looked at it, it's usually been limited on what they cover too. They got certain things they will not cover because you can't use them. Like, let's say you get busted for DUI.
Right.
There'll be exception clauses in the coverage thing where you get busted for DUI, they won't cover that.
I think it would be hard for them to say, well, you were using a camera, so we can't cover that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be back. I get some coffee. Take over.
Okay, I guess I'll sit here and stare at the chat. Let's see, or unless any guys that are popped in here want to add to the discussion.
Richard Bloom, cops will go after them. T-Mac, Richard Bloom, great point. Yeah, I like that. That's very true. Cops will go after your lawyers.
Well, I mean, yeah, as is, we've seen officers go after family members with the pointed example of Son of Hightower, and and people's employment too, so they can no longer work. And you'll have to forgive the background noise of the dog groaning here. I'm playing tug of war with one. Anybody else? Come on. You guys that popped in here. Steven, Saipu, the Southern Illinois partner.
They're all passed out asleep.
I'm surprised you're not passed out with how comfy you are in that chair.
I'm just observing.
There you are.
Oh, okay. You're just observing, like with the as the name implies.
Do I really look that comfortable? Yeah, I do, don't I?
Yeah,
Yes, you do.
I'm pretty fucking comfortable, I'll tell you.
Is that a doggo right next to you also?
That is. Yeah, he's laying on my arm. Little chihuahua.
Oh, I got something. I've had quite a few requests to do this same kind of thing with some of the other auditors. I'm not the biggest on doing this. I do it from time to time. I did a podcast for years and kind of burned out on all the talking over, but I do enjoy this better because it's actually video. I can see you guys, interact with you guys, you know, but just I'm not big at doing a bunch of live streaming, and but I will be doing it, and I will do my best to get some of you in here and do this for y'all, and
yeah,
we'll go from there. You know,
if I had more control over the resolution of the live stream, I would actually have you would be seeing this dog Pomeranian playing tug of war with me on camera.
well, when you get back home, you will be able to. You'll have a. More,
But I won't have the dog.
yeah, well, that's okay. You don't have to have the dog. I don't have a dog here. I got shrimp.
Yeah, you got fish and all that stuff. I don't have any pets. I don't have the money to have the luxury of having a pet, so the space.
I've had dogs. I've had cats. I love them dearly, but I want them to leave me alone when I want them to leave me alone, and I want them to come visit me when I want them to come visit me. I'm selfish that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll check my emails a little bit later on this evening, New Jersey driver, and see what you sent me. So,
and somebody stole my last two dogs, and I got tired of getting attached to something, and then somebody comes and steals things from me. It really pisses me off. Really good dogs, and that's why they got stolen, because they were really good dogs. But I let my dogs inside sometimes, but I don't leave them inside. They're pets that
outdoor
stay outside,
dogs.
you know, outdoor dogs. And I let them in to visit with me when I want them in, and I go out to visit with them when I want to go out and visit with them. But that leaves them up to being stolen a little bit easier, and that's what happened. And it kind of sucks to get attached to something and have somebody steal it from you. It's one thing to steal your computer or something like that. It's another to get something that you're emotionally attached to stolen from you.
Yeah,
that's messed up. Reticle Reactor live stream gives everybody a voice. I agree, man.
Well, I mean, the whole online thing has helped a lot of people be able to get a voice or have a voice and bypass the limitations of the cost of doing open air broadcast that comes with like the standard broadcast systems and all that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to mute myself for a minute.
Something happened.
Dog, yeah. Cough.
No, you already had plenty of food out of that clamshell. No.
Is P&P getting a flood call?
Maybe.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't say to do it. It's not my fault.
I was expecting it to come in on the Zoom. I wonder how many people we can shove in here. I think the paid service allows up to like almost 100 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Damn.
actually a really high amount.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
How come Time to Stand isn't in here? What the hell?
Oh, he's posting right here. Try cockatoo for a pet. They tell you. Actually, somebody posted a video of that. Was that Flathead? Oh, that was the freaking funniest video I think I've ever seen of a bird. There's a person pissed off. It's one pissed off bird. Was it?
Yeah, it was Pot that posted it.
Yeah, that shit was so funny. I watched it like 3 times in a row. I'm like, that bird was telling him off, man.
But I think it was another auditor's video he just uploaded on his video. Or
Yeah,
his channel.
It was freaking hilarious.
He should have took the bird with him auditing.
Right. Tell those cops off.
If y'all are talking about the bird that likes the F word, yeah.
Yeah, that's the video. Yeah. Yeah.
Come here. Come here.
Yeah, that was
Watch that
Maddie.
like
She was
3
just
times.
checking in. She's on her way home. Constitutional corner.
Got it. That's good news.
Yeah, she saw the live
Yeah.
stream from the Batusai and Todd and Jack. She was saying that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, that reminds me. News Now Alaska. I got to get with you for a few things because I'm hoping this coming week we'll be able to get out and do some filming. So
Cool. I got a couple ideas.
okay, good.
did you find any you screw videos or screw you video YouTube channel that helped you with the OBS?
I did. I actually got it all set up, so I think I'm good to go. There's a couple things I got to check on, but I think I got it figured out. Thanks, by the way, PNP. I appreciate that.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah, I was on air, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on air. I didn't realize I was live at the time.
Maybe I should have invited Radical Reactor to come in because I've never talked to him before.
Actually,
That'd
I was
be
just
cool.
gonna give him a shout out.
I don't see him there right now, so he may just be
He was.
listening or me be gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute my mic here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was commenting a minute ago.
But I gave him the chance. I said anybody wants to come in, could come in.
I think Rattle Reactor did one live stream. Can't remember when now.
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice to get him on here and get his opinion on some of this stuff.
I've never communicated with him, talked to him. Don't know much about him. I'm just sitting here reading some of the chat, drinking my coffee.
Bird, I don't ID. What's your name?
Anybody else that's in here live with us got anything that they want to add?
They just want to observe.
Okay,
We got
that's
Steven. Steven Nah.
Chuck Norris, hero of Pebbles.
Someone's got a parakeet that says, "What's the problem, officer?"
It makes me wonder if you leave several auditing and police watching videos, what are the statements that a parrot would pick up?
Yeah, like if it was on a loop.
That might be interesting for somebody with a bird to try. And I
That
know
would.
we have a couple of them. I know there's at least one listening right now that has a bird.
It'd probably be the bird would probably say, "I need your ID. I need your ID. I need your ID. I need
Yeah.
your ID."
Oh my god, that would be so friggin' funny. Freedom flight. See ya.
In this day and age,
Fucking echo.
you got ID, you got ID, you got ID.
Right?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I don't answer questions.
I think the fuck you would happen with Texas Sheepdog and too many of his videos.
No, he would just need to train his bird to say beep every time he says the F word.
A real-time sensor.
Who are you with? I'm with the United States. I like that. That's what's your
Are
name?
you from here? Yeah, I'm from here.
Boss.
United States of America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and someone mentioned that Pot is on timeout if he can't do live streams right now.
Yeah, 90
Anybody
days.
know? Yeah, what was it? A community strike or?
He got two strikes. One was because of this troll, and one was copyright or something.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that copyright stuff.
Yeah.
Was it the troll in the restaurant? Was that the video?
Yeah.
I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it might have been. I seen that. That
did
troll.
Wait, troll in the restaurant? Did someone actually physically come up to him, or was it just?
No.
Oh, a
He was a
chat.
troll in the chat, and says he's calling the restaurant to complain. Just troll crap, you know.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Pot found his Facebook page and posted it on YouTube, and for this, YouTube got a big old stink about it.
Well, I think a couple of people got strikes from the video I put up on the blue flag. I don't know why.
Strikes.
Oh yeah. Your video there. I think it was time to stand. Who was on the phone or something like that. I was talking with someone, a group of auditors there, and one of them put your video up, a copy of your video, and it got a community guideline strike for being violent.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, wait, wait, what?
Yeah,
I'm
are they saying the blue flag is a symbol of violence? Yes.
Which is even funnier too. I mean, it proves more. I mean, goes further with the point. You're just proving our argument. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
YouTube has declared the blue flag as violent and is banned from YouTube.
Well, makes you wonder why they still allow the police to wear it on their damn uniforms. That shit pisses me off, you know.
Oh,
yeah, they got the pins. I don't know if you've seen it, but they got the pins. They got the patches. You know, I've been seeing it a lot lately.
They got the rings. They got patches. All
The
kinds
rings.
Of shit.
Yep.
What gets me is Trump said something about the NFL kneeling down during the national anthem is disgrace to the flag. What the hell is the Blue Lives Matter flag? Isn't that
Exactly what it
disgrace?
is. Yep.
Same thing. Can't call one bad and the other bad. They're both bad.
Yep.
Fix both of the problems.
You know, if those police officers want to fly that flag at home or something and pay for it themselves, I still think it's a disgrace, but that's your First Amendment right, but not on duty.
Yeah, the problem is, well, I mean, my personal take on it is it's political speech in a spot where political speech should not be at. And so I see that it should not be allowed by policy and even by function to be posted on police cars and all that stuff. Done by taxpayer money and all that stuff. That no, it doesn't need to be there as is. That keep that outside. Take it to your police union halls and stuff like that, or your community not community, but your get-togethers and stuff like that. That's where it belongs at, not on the police uniform, not on the police vehicles, not flying outside a police station. No, the police are a function that needs to be non-political for the most part.
That'd be like the military wearing it. It'd be wrong there. Why can't it be wrong for the police, you know?
Well, there's a comment here I want to answer real quick. It says, where is the Batusai video? The Batusai did a live stream, part of a live stream from tonight. I don't know if he left it up. He maybe put it on private or something to edit it. I don't know. But Texas Sheepdog has it live on his channel, pretty much the whole thing. And I think he let it download and it's still there, but I can't guarantee that because I haven't checked.
Yeah, and just to let you know, like my live streams, after I finish it, it automatically moves to unlisted. I have it set where it automatically switches to unlisted. And depending on who's running the channel, they might have the settings where it automatically turns it to private after the stream is done. Or it could be unlisted or something like that where you're not able to see it unless you already had the link for it.
Yeah. And depending on what happens on my live streams, sometimes I leave it live. Sometimes I take it down and cut it up into pieces and make 3 videos out of it. And sometimes I just don't even post it because it's one reason or another. You know, it just depends.
Hi, Constitutional Corner. I see you in there.
Yep, she's on the road heading home.
Yeah.
She was out videoing with some the others this weekend.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. Yeah, got some good comments in here.
Yeah, she went to California for that one post office.
Yeah, that was a good video.
I liked it how she put that security guard right in her place.
Oh man, real quick, dude. Real quick. Yeah, shut her right the fuck up, man. She did good on that one.
She's like, "Roop, I better shut my mouth before I get any deeper."
Radical left me a phone number.
I was just gonna throw that out there. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to find it. I'll have to. If he left it in the chat, I got to scroll back and see if I can find it.
Yeah, was that Culver City Post Office? That that she ended up making someone shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look that up. There's about an hour's worth of footage coming from that
Well,
location.
if somebody can find his number and put it in the chat for me, so I can't find it right now.
Radical Reactors?
Yeah.
Did he post it in the chat or something like that, or?
I think
the
so.
live.
The live chat on YouTube.
YouTube or the Zoom?
He's not
Either
in the
the
Zoom,
chat.
I don't think. But let me.
Okay, yeah.
There is four in the chat here. Let me see what it. I don't think he came in to put it here. No, it's not there.
Yeah, that was the post office police, News Now, Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Radical sent phone number. I'm not sure who he sent it to. So yeah, maybe it went into your message box or something like that.
Yeah, I'll find it. If he sent it to my email, which I don't know if he has, or in YouTube in the messenger part, maybe it's there. But if I don't find it tonight, I'll get it. I can get. There's people that'll give it to me.
Yeah.
I've just never reached out to him, and he's never reached out to me. So, I think it's
all the
about time
videos
we
done.
talk.
Yeah, all these videos in the last 18 hours that I need to take a quick glance at. Boy, you guys have been busy.
I could have put 3 up today, but I didn't want to. I just didn't feel like editing anymore. I get tired of editing.
Yeah, the only reason why
looking for this shit and finding new guys, and then all of a sudden you got several of the people that you've out there with Tyrant videos all in one day.
You ever stop and think the cops would learn by just watching the YouTube and say, okay, we might want to stop doing that? It's making us look like asses.
You know what you would think with as many videos. I couldn't really hear what you were saying, so if I'm just going to say the same thing over again, and I hope not, but with as many videos as we've got up over the last few years, you would think that these police departments would have freaking learned by now.
I was just going to say that. You'd think.
But they don't give a shit because they know nothing's going to happen to them.
That's the problem.
But when we get to the point where we're big enough and strong enough to put the money together and start going after those cops in their own freaking pockets, getting them outside of their immunity, they will learn, because it will not take long. If you take, let's say the size of San Antonio, you take a town like the size of San Antonio, and you get just a couple of them into court, and it costs them a shitload of money, the rest of the police officers will know about it real quick.
But the problem is, oops.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I mean, we got a good example to use just recently with News Now with that Fourth Amendment violation, that Terry v. Ohio violation there with that search. Well, the damages are not, I mean, probably wouldn't be significant. All I got to say is you could easily push punitive damages against the officer because I'm pretty sure there's no qualified immunity there.
Yeah.
It'll be one hell of a fight, but nonetheless, his qualified immunity is gone out the window because it's well known. You're not supposed to do that on a Terry stop.
Right. News Now Tennessee, you're welcome. And there are some cases going through behind the scenes right now that aren't being talked about much.
Not yet.
So it's not like nothing's going on. So all you people that are saying sue, 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 but I want to remind you it costs money, and you got to have the right case and to have the money backing you up to get it done. But some of them are going through.
So what was it? Mentioned Grim Reaper, well, you'd think the DHS would release the 2010 memo. Well, Silent Citizens wanting to get that re-released, and I am also wanting to get that, except expanded, further put out. And so with both me and Silent Citizen and my case with the U.S. Marshals, there is a chance that it'll get redone twice.
Well, how are you going to get that put out? You got plans on how to get it done?
It would probably be part of a settlement if they want to settle. Either that, or it'd be something I push in the courts at least.
Hey, I think Todd's here.
I think they should be forced to read it. If they don't read it and study it and know it by heart, they lose their job.
Yeah.
Yes, Todd. We saw the video and we've been talking about it. It was good.
Yep.
I haven't seen it.
You can come in. You can come in, Todd, if you want. You've got Zoom and everything. So the number is 835-698-303 if you want to come in.
Or I can just type it into the chat. And
yes,
you
they
can
just
copy
did.
Paste.
And you did.
I think,
so, yeah.
I think there was a message for UPnP. Someone sent you a phone number via email. Back, and I'm looking for the. These are going so fast, I can't keep track.
Yeah, that's part of. I can't really watch the chat all the time, and it goes by so quick.
Come on, PNP, you got to step up your game here, man. What happens if we have 200 people in the chat?
Then there'll be that many more people that I won't see what they're talking about.
What was it? The Kumite, man, on average, they get about anywhere between 600 to about 1,500 people just participate in the chat, and that can go zooming like crazy.
Yeah. Well, I try to watch it, but I want to keep track of what's going on here because you know how things can get on here. Tonight we got everybody's behaving themselves. They're not trying to talk over each other too much. You know, we don't have a bunch of echo and all that going on, so I haven't had to worry about paying attention to muting everybody and all that. You know, but
Grim Reaper's got a good point. At least because nobody's seen the DHS memo in 2010, so yeah, re-release.
Yeah,
because nobody's. Yeah,
and the thing is I can't emphasize this enough. The DHS memo isn't per se is not the be and end all kind of thing. It's the CFR that is within the first page of the DHS memo that is the important part. That is the big thing. Give me a second here. Actually, I'll go ahead and.
But we've also seen it where even if you hand it to them, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, they see DHS and they go, "Oh, we're not under DHS," and that's the thing. The post office and the U.S. Marshals have already shown that they don't. They see DHS and their mind just automatically goes, "Oh, this doesn't apply to us." But it's not the DHS memo per se. It is the thing that if you're going to point out DHS memo, what you got to point out is the CFR at the bottom of the first page.
Yeah.
Anybody got a copy of that they can pull up?
I'm pulling it up right now. Give me a minute here.
Knew it. You're on top of it, aren't you?
Doesn't that first page tell the officers basically on how to interact with people?
Yep. It does.
Does the FI card and all that garbage.
Yeah, it explains how they're supposed to conduct themselves, how they're supposed to respond, what they can and cannot do, what we're allowed to do, filming, where we can film. It basically gives exact detail, which is mind-blowing that they don't, keep an eye on it.
It's step by step. It's like, okay, retards, read the law.
Exactly.
And here it is. Title 41. Section 102-74.420. The Code of Federal Regulations provides federal policy concerning photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes. It states, except where security regulation rules, orders, or directives apply, or a federal court order or rule prohibits it, a person entering in or on federal property may take photographs, and then it literally lists out the areas.
Yep.
And of course, if you notice, these areas are all on the inside.
Space occupied by a tenant, tenant agency, post office. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is yes, the post office has a policy that puts further restrictions on the filming, but that policy is not completely compliant with federal case law that has already been established. Because guess what? It says on there, you're not allowed to film personnel. Well, we've already established through federal case law with the ACLU v. Alvarez, Glick v. Cunefe, that government officials acting in an official capacity have no expectation of privacy. So already the policy, their established policy, has flaws in it. That is not legal. Now, how much further that can go, that's really up for debate on that issue, and it'll have to go to the courts, I'm betting.
Buddy, you're talking about poster 7?
Yep.
Poster 7, yep.
Yep.
And poster 7 nearly is identical to this right here.
Yeah.
It's literally modeled. Yeah.
Yeah, almost word for word. Where can I apply for some qualified immunity? I love your guys' comments. Right. I love your guys' comments. This shit's funny.
Yeah, but that, if for any auditor that's watching this, or any cop watch person, or anybody that's looking at doing this stuff, that is the important part. And the thing is, I want to be able to film inside the courthouse, but I don't want to film the courtroom. No, I want to film if I go to the clerk's office to make a payment on a fine or something like that, or I walk into the courthouse to deal with some sort of transaction. I want to be able to document that with a video camera.
Yep.
That is the important part. I want to be able to record it in that method. That's something I want to push throughout the country, because I want to have that backup kind of record. I don't want it just to be a receipt of he said, she said test, and then you have a he said, she said testimony about what happened in there, or some low res quality security camera, if there is even one present, kind of thing. No, I want to be able to have my interactions documented, whether I go to the DMV, whether I go walk into the city hall to pay taxes or whatever. I want to be able to document that for my own record, for if need be, in case that comes up in a court case later on or something like that. Or I might have to be pursuant on the receiving end for a criminal case or a civil case involving something that, like, I go and pay a fine. Oh, you didn't pay enough of your fine, or you didn't pay all the fine, or you didn't pay the fine at all. It's like, no, I have a record right here that shows me walking in there, talking with the receptionist, handing them the money or whatever, and getting my receipt and walking out. I want to be able to, I want everybody to have that ability to document and record that.
And I get arrested like what Pot did got. Pissed off taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
He still hasn't heard back from that.
Really?
What? That's right. He went and tried to pay a fine, and they chased him out because they wouldn't take his money because he was recording, right?
Yeah, I think there's a law in Pennsylvania. If they refuse to take the payment, it's paid in full.
I've seen a video or two about that, but I don't know how accurate it is.
The only time I see those usually come into play is when they're refusing U.S. currency, and that's like what you go in there and try to pay with all pennies, and they say, "No, we're not going to accept that." Then, in which case, if you got that documented, then yeah, the fine becomes null and void. At that point,
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'll screw it up. Ideal is in here, but I don't know who it is right now.
Okay, I'll do, since I butcher English really well, I'll butcher it for you. Actel Ideal.
Oh, then we got Texas Sheepdog. He finally made it.
Cool.
What's up, Jack? Where's your video?
We are desperate for your video.
We want to see you. You and your twin.
Oh, Texas is in here.
Oh, well. He'll come in when he's ready. If he may be getting set up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And some people have actually also posted something about disturbing. There was some sort of CFR dealing with disturbing the peace kind of thing. I've had it messaged to me, and I've seen it mentioned a few times in comments. I got to sit down and read that, but from what I would suspect, the filming aspect, since it's protected as news gathering underneath the Constitution, underneath already federal case law on that aspect, it would be hard to just make an argument that the act of filming in itself would be a disruptive act, unless, how should I put it, they can properly argue time, place, manner restrictions, which is something the Eighth Circuit is. I got to sit down and put that one together. That argument's going to be that entire case reading plus also everything that's going to go out over that. That's probably a 6-hour live stream. I'm not even going to try to make that a video. That's just going to be me reading through and answering questions for 5-6 hours.
Sheepdog, you there yet? Hey, Jack.
Anybody hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's here, but I don't hear him.
I heard someone talk.
He usually doesn't have any problems getting in. He's got Zoom set up and everything, so we'll see what's going on. Give him some time.
Yeah. Oh, you got a super chat.
Yeah, from Joshua again. Thank you.
Hey y'all, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I recently got arrested for a bunch of BS. I was actually exercising my Second Amendment right. I was also traveling. Was moving from Alabama to Florida to take care of my mother. Got arrested on a bunch of BS charges, and I've recently been watching a lot more videos and researching the law. But the most BS part about it is my sister she's pretty much head over the bar exam for the state of Florida, and she's not willing to tell me any laws or anything or help me look up anything or find out what I need to know about laws and things like that. I've been taking videos of, I've got body cameras, I got shades that have cameras in them, I got GoPros. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff set up, but I'm not real into the knowledge of knowing what all I need, like a bamboozer. I don't even know what the hell a bamboozer is. That's how green I am.
Well, Bamboozer's defunct. You don't need to worry about that one.
Yeah.
Information I can pick up from y'all about equipment I need to get, or you know.
Well, can you try to get closer to your microphone to maybe get the volume up a little bit?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
There you go.
Okay.
So you need some help with figuring out what equipment you need?
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I pretty much just look at me as I'm green. I don't know shit about what, you know. All I know is I have rights, and I'm tired of getting pushed around.
Amen, brother.
Well, the first thing you need to do is find out what the stop and ID laws are in your state. And
stop and ID is, and it is, I live in Florida, which is a stop and ID.
Stop and ID.
I'm a resident in Florida, but I'm a resident in Tallahassee, Florida. I work in Mobile, Alabama.
Well, Alabama's another sucky one too.
Okay, so now this is another thing that I look at is I'm not a resident of Alabama, so therefore I shouldn't have to follow by Alabama's laws.
You do when you're there.
You know what I mean? As long as I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not causing any problems, I'm not breaking any laws, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even the stop and ID state still has to conform to RAS, even though they don't like doing it.
I think he muted himself on accident. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't do it, so he must have done it by accident.
Yeah, dog trying to get up underneath the covers.
Okay. But, you know...
but yeah, I know. I mean, I have to. It's just, you know, it's just like bullshit laws I don't like, you know. Stop an ID. What are you going to stop and ID me for? I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, if you're not doing anything and they don't suspect you of a crime, you know, screw them. But you got to decide how far you want to push that.
Okay. All right, another question. I'm on probation.
Well, then most states, I think you have to ID.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're on probation, your rights are heavily curtailed based upon the terms of the probation. Usually you're required to give identification. There'll be stipulations on who you can be in association or contact with. As those are, of course, usually the details on that is usually worked out by the courts.
Yeah, but the court that I'm fighting is a small little 3 red light town. They pretty much they do what they want there. When I went to court to go, they pulled me over because I had an expired tag.
In what state?
License was suspended. They found that after they got me out of the car and all this, and they searched the car. They found my pistol up underneath my seat.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, continue on.
They charged my girlfriend with the pistol charge. They gave her the pistol charge. But this town that I'm fighting, when I went to court, they stood up. Somebody stood up and said, "Hey, you know, we notified him and we're putting in a plea of not guilty." You know, I never got a chance to pay my tickets or anything. I would have just paid the tickets and been done with it and never had to go to court and be on probation. But from what I know and what I've learned about the court system is that, you know, you go in and you plead whether you're guilty or not. And then the judge will say, okay, you come back. You go back and then you put your case up there and say, look, this is my side of the story. This is what happened. These are my rights. These are, you know, whatever. That's not what happened. When I went back to court, somebody else stood up and said, oh, we got his case. We've already put in the plea of not guilty. I had to go up and I had to stand up. I just interrupted everybody in court. I mean, they had done pushed my name on and went on to somebody else. And I said, no, wait a minute. I said, we ain't done with my case yet. I don't know who this guy is. I ain't never talked to him, ain't never seen him. They were going to try and throw me in jail for contempt of court.
Hey, Jack. Joyner, we see you there.
You know,
I think Joyner's frustrated.
Gotta fix this.
Well, Joyner, we'll get to you in a minute, okay? I know you got something to say.
All right, can you hear me?
Jack, how you doing?
All right, good.
You made it. While ago, I couldn't get any video.
Yeah, I was trying to hook it up, but I got it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let Joyner come in here because I know where he's going with this, and I'm gonna let him say what he got to say. Go ahead.
You know where I'm going?
I think I know where you're going with this, judging by our discussion the other night.
Oh, about the transportation case? Was the case in Florida or in Alabama?
The case was in Georgia. I was traveling from Alabama.
Hold on, back up. Stop. You were traveling?
Yes. I was traveling. I was driving. It was my ex-wife's, my soon-to-be ex-wife. It was the car's in her name. He didn't give a shit. She knew I had the car. We had made the agreement, whatever. But I was moving from
Why were you pulled over? Why were you stopped?
He said I was speeding, which I know I wasn't speeding because I fucked the car up.
Okay. Yeah. What? It was in Georgia, right?
Yep. But my tag was expired.
Doesn't matter. What is the state law in Georgia for speeding? Have you actually opened the law books and went and looked at the speeding laws for Georgia?
No, I haven't really done much. This has just recently happened, and I'm just I just recently got on probation. I haven't even gone and seen my probation officer for the first time yet.
Why are you on probation?
To be in set. Because they gave me a speeding ticket. They tried to give me a driving with no license. They gave me a driving on a suspended tag. And they charged my girlfriend with the gun charge that I had.
So this all originally started with a transportation stop, correct?
Correct.
So if they had no probable cause to pull you over because they can't prove that you're in transportation, because that's what the transportation codes is all for commercial vehicles. There are no driving laws for private people. Nowhere in the United States. Nowhere in the United States. So there is no probable cause to begin with. That's already a problem with your case already. So did you get arrested?
I got arrested. My fiance, my girlfriend
Did you
got
get
arrested.
taken to jail or to the magistrate?
We got took to jail. I spent a week in
Well,
jail.
how can you be taken to jail? That's incarceration when you haven't even been convicted of anything yet. And
Okay, I had wait a
judge
minute.
to sit there.
The reason they locked me up, and I understand the reason they took me to jail. The reason they took me to jail is because I had a warrant that was 13 years old. Something about failure to supply something or another. I don't know, some bullshit. My fucking
So
ex-wife.
it had nothing to do with the transportation stop.
So
how would they know about your warrant
because
when you're traveling down the road?
when they ran the tag on the car, it came back as my wife's name, and then they automatically said, well, I was so and so, this and that. And I mean, he had his hand on his gun, had it unholstered. He pretty much told me I need to step out or things were going to get worse. Now, when I went to court, I actually requested for the video and
before
the
you
audio.
before you did that.
They didn't have it.
Before you did that, before you went to court, when you went, did you see the magistrate?
Magistrate, yeah, they gave me a bond and shit when I was.
Did he ask you to plead?
I played everything not guilty. I said I wasn't
There's
guilty.
your problem, because if you're not fully informed of the charge, how can you plead? There hasn't been an examination trial which would come up with probable cause.
Well,
So,
the reason I
it's
kept
called
saying
jurisdiction. If the courts don't have jurisdiction, they can't hear your case. The only way is that the courts can get jurisdiction is if there's probable cause and all the paperwork that's supposed to be there that's required by the state in law to be there. If it's not, the court can't hear your case. You can't plead. They have to dismiss.
Hey, would you two like to talk about this? Maybe put you two together, because this conversation could go on for a long time with information.
That's a good idea.
One of y'all put in the chat the phone number, and I will slide this over where nobody can see it but you two.
Yeah, you guys are in Zoom, so you can do the Zoom chat.
Yeah,
where it's just all of us.
Yeah, I'm in the Zoom chat, not the YouTube. I'm gonna slide this over where it doesn't show on the YouTube. One of y'all put your numbers in there both and share those, and y'all get in touch with each other, because that can be. I think there's a lot of information there that needs to be shared, and that's going to take a little while.
Well, it's something that a lot of people don't know about the transportation code.
And maybe one of these days we'll sit down and maybe do some more on that. But
I know it's boring.
There's a lot of information to cover. I've been over that in my old podcast days. We went over a lot of that, and there is a lot of information for people to absorb that aren't used to it. You know, like you are.
I just kind of think it's BS that I got a year probation for driving with no license and expired tag.
Well, I would sit there and go back and file for a challenge jurisdiction. You can do that at any time, even after the case is over and done with.
Do y'all see the chat there in the Zoom call? If y'all want to share a number, go ahead and put it there. It will not show on the YouTube screen, and you two can chat.
TX Sheepdog, what's up, man?
What's up? Did y'all see the live stream?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, saw it.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. We pulled the YouTube videos and we made them private because we don't want Sam's. In hindsight, we wouldn't have went live, but yeah, it was an alright idea, I guess. But anyway, we don't want to tip Sam's off in the morning. Sam's opens up at 10 o'clock in the morning. we will be in Sam's parking lot at 9:45. Me,
Good.
Philip, Todd, and Mike. And so those 2 premier proteins that I have, this is what's going to go down tomorrow. We're going to hit every Sam's in San Antonio area. We're also going to hit Costco.
Nice.
And so this is what we're going to do. So Philip, Mike, and Todd are going to go inside, take up their positions. There's going to be either Todd is going to be filming, and either Mike or Philip's going to be filming. But one of them, Mike or Philip, is going to be an actor. Once they take up their positions, let's say for instance, Mike's going to be the actor. Todd is going to take up his position at the door. Philip will take up his position nearby so he can film. Mike is going to sit down at a table near the food court. Then once they're in position, I'm going to walk into the entrance door with those 2 protein containers as a return. They're going to put a sticker on them. They're going to direct me over to customer service, right? Because it's just a white guy coming in for a return, so nothing suspicious about that. I'm going to immediately go over to the food court. I'm going to set one of them down, and I'm going to walk out with the other one, just like today. I'm going to tell them, hey, I'm in a hurry. Thank you very much. And I'm going to walk out. I'm not going to get stopped. And then immediately, Mike will pick up one from the table, and he'll walk out, and he'll get stopped. I'll already be stopped, turned around, and filming from the outside, and they'll be filming from the inside. We're going to hit them. We're going to let them do whatever they're going to do with Mike, detain, whatever. He's going to do his whole rigmarole. He's never going to show a receipt. We'll see how it goes. Once he's released, we're going to get in the car. We're going to go to the next store, do it again at a different one. We're going to hit them all before they get wise.
Nice.
We're gonna compile all that footage, and we will have everybody will have a video produced on Monday. And we may, at our last store or at an appropriate time, we may just go live and deal with it live, and then do a video on Monday. But you guys did not get to see the footage. You guys only got to see the live stream.
Yeah.
That started after everything was done, and we were waiting for the manager to come back. You guys didn't see everything that happened before, so I'll tell you. Well, you guys saw it in the live stream, but I'm actually trying to download it as we speak. And get all this downloaded to my computer, and I could probably show you guys a video.
Yeah, we got a quick idea of what happened. I don't know if you were reading the comments when you guys were live, but a lot of us were making phone calls, and they were hanging up on us left and right.
Yeah, and he heard one of them say in the background, "We'll just leave the phones off the hook and let it." Let it ring through.
Who was that sent me that telephone call? Somebody sent me a telephone call.
I recorded a call.
Somebody, a 618 number?
Not me.
Public observers.
It was sent me a call where somebody called and you could hear a girl saying, "Anthony said let it ring." And then you can hear her saying, "Oh, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus."
Yeah, that's the call I recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your call. Okay. Somebody must have got it and sent it to me. That's fucking.
Yeah, I shared it. I shared it here in the chat too on YouTube, but it doesn't look like it's going out very well.
Oh, dude, all the phones started ringing, dude.
Yeah, bunch of us called. They hung up on most of us.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
Yeah, we were calling right after y'all started asking for the phone number that got posted in the chat, and we all started calling.
As soon as that manager started saying it out loud, that's when I started calling.
They have no idea what's fucking coming.
They have no idea. This shit's gonna hit the fan.
Oh man. And Philip, when I was putting this idea together, right, and I was telling him, so we were gonna hit Walmart, right, because that's where Joanna had her problem. But then I told him, you know what, Walmart, if they have a policy where if there's a bunch of people in line, they'll start letting people go and they'll stop checking receipts. Now we know, we've seen the videos of all their problems, right? So I said, well, you know what? Sam's Club is a membership club. They're like Coppell's at the door. They will not, they check all receipts, they count items, blah, 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 blah. So I said, let's do them. Because you don't, contrary to popular belief, it is a membership club, but you don't need a membership to walk into the store. You don't need a membership to exit the store. You can walk in there and walk out. You can walk in there and buy pizza and soda without a membership card.
Yep.
And walk out. So, you know, it's not like, you know, Philip was kind of timid and wondering about that. You know, do I have to stop? Because it is a membership. Those are the rules. Yeah, they're the rules. But that doesn't give them any more power above what the law says that they can and can't do in regards to them suspecting you of theft. So they have rules that say you have to abide by their rules. There's no agreement to stop and show a receipt, but there is an agreement, if you're a member, to abide by the rules. And their rules are that you have to show a receipt, right? The only recourse they have is if you are non-compliant to that receipt check, is to, they can't force you to tell them anything, talk to them. They can't go through your bag, your stuff, detain you, absent reasonable suspicion that you're committing theft. Now we know that they have no reasonable suspicion that we're committing theft because we know what we're doing. And we know even if they were to see us from beginning to end, nothing they see would say theft. And we know that they haven't seen anything. So the only recourse they have when they're dealing with me not wanting to show a receipt or Philip not wanting to show a receipt is to let us go and then go back to their cameras, follow us back to the register, determine the membership based on the card that was swiped to make the purchase, and suspend the membership. That's all they can do.
Right.
I have a feeling, and this will be great. So far, you know, we bring that I bring that problem to the manager immediately. And right off the bat, it was very cordial. And I simply said, this is the problem. You didn't stop the white guy, you stopped the black guy. Same items, same clothing, same verbal responses. Here's my, take down my information. Let's push into it and stop this. And his response was to threaten me, saying, Sam's can sue me for recording. They can call the police and blah, 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 blah. That he wasn't going to take down my information. He wasn't going to be contacting me. I'm like, really? Is this how you want to handle this?
Yeah, he didn't handle it too well.
No, he fucked up.
Yeah, and then
he
the
fucked
police.
Up good.
Oh, yeah. And then when we were talking to the police, they were like, one of them had told
Who's
me,
pounding?
I'm sorry, that was me.
Okay.
One of the officers like, well, you know, he's kind of young. And no, man, his ID says 5 years. And he's a manager of the store. He's in charge of that store. So this is not inexperience. This is simply a white woman making a decision to stop somebody based on race and a manager trying to make excuses for it instantly.
Yep. Then the manager started lying to the cop on the phone, and you called him out on it. Yeah.
Yep. Fuck yeah, I called him.
And then you went there on a report of this kind of activity going on there, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Did you say in the live video that you were doing an audit? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure though.
Yeah, absolutely. I told him, I'm like, you know, we're actually, you know, I lied to him and I told him, I'm like, dude, we're here because your own employees are telling on you. So I love doing that because then they're like wondering who's the employee. You know?
I'm gonna have fun next time I go over there because you know that's my store. You know, so.
Oh really? Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck them. I hate racism.
Yeah, me too. And I'll just leave it at that. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Shit.
One of the reasons I'm here doing this is because of racism.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. It's just gonna be great.
We were actually talking about your video, 10 minutes ago, 15, 20 minutes ago, something like that, before you got on. We were just talking about you in your video.
Yeah, I'm going to have to knock that out. He doesn't want to see what we had to say about him. No, it was all good.
Yeah.
Hey, man, when I was there with them guys, man, I told them, I'm like, you know, I like to cuss, man. I'm not going to lie. I like cussing, man. I like cussing out tyrants. I like plunking their ass out, and I get satisfaction out of it. And I know it fucks up my videos for monetization, and I know it alienates, you know, some people that don't like the cussing and stuff. But you know, I gain personal satisfaction out of it, and I sleep better at night doing it.
Yeah, and it's entertaining as hell.
And you know, there's some entertainment value there too.
Right.
And but tonight, you know, I told him, I'm like, since we're working together, and all that cussing and carrying on is outside of Philip's comfort zone. No offense to him, that's just out of his comfort zone, and I respect people's comfort zones, regardless of whether I agree with them or not. You know, I promised him I'm not going to cuss. And let me tell you, Philip, when I told him how it was going to go down, I told him they're not going to stop me. They're going to stop you. He told me afterwards, after everything was said and done tonight, he told me that he didn't believe what I was saying. He didn't think it was going to go down like that. He thought I was full of shit. He thought I was just being extreme. He was mad. He was upset.
Really?
He couldn't believe what happened and how it happened. And he's I think this issue is going to become his hobby for a minute. He's like, let's do it, man. Let's hit all of them.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on.
He was emotionally hurt.
Yeah.
You could see it in his face.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He was scared at that door. I could see it in his face. But at the same time, he knew he was in good hands. So I don't think he's actually experienced direct racism like he experienced tonight. As a cop, I've seen it, man. I've seen it firsthand. I can tell you there's racist cops out there. I myself, when I was with Travis County, I dated a black girl for a little while. She was an officer. There were officers who would not have lunch with me because I dated a black woman.
Wow, really?
They are out there. Yeah, they're out there. So,
damn.
Yeah.
You know.
So I mean, I've seen it, and it's hard for people to believe, but I'm telling you, it's there.
Has Todd said anything about going to Bernie?
He didn't say anything about going to Bernie. I know that tomorrow Todd wasn't going to go out. The plan was me and Philip were going to go out and hit some of these outside areas like Bandera. Maybe Bernie was one of them. I know Philip wanted to go to the Guadalupe County Sheriff's
Maybe
Office.
it was Bandera. There was one that was we were requested to. I don't remember if it was Bernie or Bandera.
I think it was Bandera.
Yeah.
And that was on the list for tomorrow, as well as Guadalupe County. But now that this happened, it's going to take priority.
All right. We still got some unfinished business in Guadalupe County at the Sheriff's Department.
Hey, man, you don't know how it's going to go tomorrow. Sam's may put out the message, you know, so we may just get kicked out of the store right off the bat, but I doubt it. It'll be too quick.
Yeah. They probably won't even. They didn't handle it very well tonight. They probably won't know what the hell to do next anyway.
I don't think, based on everything that happened tonight, I don't believe that that manager is going to do it. I don't think that manager realizes what he's dealing with.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that
he don't know you very well, do he?
And I think he's dealing with some amateurs.
He thinks it's just going to go away.
Yeah, I think he's seriously underestimating what's going on.
Yeah, he has no freaking idea.
Yeah, and y'all probably already know this, but I worked with Jack a few times, and he ain't going to let this go.
Fuck no.
He will follow it through if it takes months or years. He will go through with it.
I went years ago and I went into Walmart, and me and a friend of mine went into Walmart. He was not stealing anything. All right. He picked up a book or something, was walking around, and we got ready to leave, and he just set it down. He walked out, and they stopped him and accused him of stealing. Well, I started looking at a lot of their Walmart procedures for their loss prevention and shit. They have steps that they have to follow before they can stop you out of the store.
You are correct. And I know.
And I found this out. Well, what I did is I went in and I cut my pocket out of my pants. And I went in to deliberately grab something, looked around, looked up at the cameras and stuff like that, walked over into the clothes area, put it in my pocket, let them see me put it in my pocket, walked around the store with my hand in my pocket, holding on to it, and I let it go, and it dropped down my leg, and I kicked it off to the side. and I walked out of the store a few minutes later. They went to go stop me as I was going out of the store. They physically tried to drag me to the back of the store, and I got as loud as I could, and I said, no, if you're going to stand here and you're going to accuse me and call me a thief, you're going to do it right here in front of everybody. You're going to search me. You're going to do it right here in front of everybody. And they were just like grabbing hold of me, trying to drag me to the back and everything. The police got there, and I told the police to tell him to get his hands off of me, you know, and this and that. And the cop told him, let him go, you know, and he let me go. And I stood there and talked to the cop. The cop searched me. They couldn't find anything on me. They couldn't do anything. I told them I was going to be back with a lawsuit. And I ended up talking to some lawyers there around town, and nobody wanted to take my case. Come to find out, a couple of lawyers that I talked to were friends with the cop who was friends with the manager at the Walmart.
Yeah.
And I've been finding a lot of this all over the place. It's not just about, and I've known this for years, not just about what you know, it's about who you know too.
Yeah, we've seen that. That was my case in the Brownsvilles. It was who they knew, not what was going on.
Yeah.
And I think we've all come to the general conclusion that to get anything done civilly with lawyers and stuff like that, we need money.
A lot of it.
A lawyer will do anything you ask him to do if you pay him to do it.
Yep.
If you ask him to do it for free, it's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, when I went through my whole court thing here just recently, trying to find out information and trying to find out exactly, you know, where do I have to go? What do I have to do? You know what I mean? What do I have to do to obtain these? Are these my laws, or are these my rights? And you know, nobody wanted to tell me shit. I mean, I got so pissed off to the point I was calling the FBI building there in Tallahassee and asking them. You know,
and did they give a shit?
No, they didn't. Because the probation officer's telling me that I gotta pay this money, and I gotta pay it in, you know, I gotta pay it in a money order or something like that. I can't come in and pay cash or anything. Well, I was gonna be that dickhead, was gonna go in there and pay like $3,500 is what we got with me and my girlfriend combined. I was gonna pay $3,500 in pennies. I had already called banks, had banks like ready to set up the standby on pennies for me.
You're gonna need a flatbed trailer,
right?
But I was willing to go in and pay them in pennies or quarters and just pay the whole probation off in change. And from what I can read and what I understand of it, which I may be wrong, you know, if the money is federal currency, it's supposed to be recognized everywhere, regardless. And if I try and pay a debt that I owe to you and you don't take my money for that debt, then our debt is it's paid. It's clear. Because you're not willing to take the money that you know what I mean?
I haven't really researched that or how that goes. But
yeah. Like I said earlier, I've seen some videos where that was said, but I don't know. I never looked it up. I don't know if it depends on the state or what. I don't know enough about it.
So here in Texas, let's say municipal court, I got a fine for the speeding ticket that I've been dragging on because it gives me a reason to go in there and go in there. I mean, if they ever told me that they didn't want to accept my fine, then I guess in essence, the case would never go away, but I would never have to pay it at that point, because the only thing they can do if I don't pay it is issue what's called, in Texas, it's called a capias pro fine warrant, which means you've been assessed a fine, you haven't paid it. Well, if they're refusing to take your money, they can't issue a warrant because you haven't paid it. So they would have to like notify you again, you need to come in and pay, we're going to take your payment. And then you know what I mean? So I guess that's how it would work. How are you going to issue a warrant when I'm trying to pay, but you won't take my money? Just like when I went in there and I wanted to take my cameras in, they said,
violate me if I didn't pay.
Well, what I loved doing, and I do this, is I'll let my case go into warrant status. Then I'll show up, and I show up with my cameras. Well, they're not going to let me in with my cameras or my dildo or my shirt that says "fuck you." That's fine, but I have an appearance today. Now, you can't deny me entry and then issue a warrant for failure to appear. So go tell the judge you're not letting me in.
Well, go put it in your car. I rode the bus.
Yeah, go put your stuff in the car. I rode the bus. You got a locker here I can store it in? And if you're not going to let me in because I don't want to abide by your rules, then we're going to have a court outside? I don't know. Yeah. We have a dilemma now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ultimately, the judge could say, you know, contempt maybe, but that's a whole other ball game. Whether it happens in front of the judge.
You just got to deal with it and fight the system. I mean, that's all we got.
Well, contempt through civil disobedience, out of the presence of the judge, you're entitled to due process. If you're in front of a judge and you're contempt, they can just jail you, cuff you, throw you in the back. You got no due process rights. You don't get magistrated, nothing. But if it happens outside the presence, outside the view of the judge, then you have due process rights. And that's established all over the United States. There's case law. If you look up, you research contempt on how that works. And contempt is a last resort. And you can see that if you do the research. I was confident that I wasn't going to get hit with contempt. But other than if they did the contempt like a tyrant, like just doing it regardless of what the law says. We're going to do it out of spite. So, yeah.
That's how they work.
Yeah, well, see, I'm fighting a little small. They got 3 red lights. One of them's really a caution light, and it's right in front of the courthouse, post office, and all. But I'm fighting a little small ass town, and I mean, you know how they are. They're all crooked there. They do what they want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you almost always end up going to appeals on because you're not going to get justice from a lot of these locals.
Well, the public defender that they gave me,
thank you.
He tried to tell me that my best option would be to file as a sovereign citizen. And I kind of asked him, you know, well, what exactly are you meaning by, you know, file as a sovereign citizen? Say I'm a sovereign citizen. And he said, well, basically you're saying fuck the court and fuck us. You don't care about us and what we got to say. And I said, yeah, well, I am pretty much, but I mean, I want to understand exactly what you're telling me to plead to. And he wouldn't. He gave up. And he just said, never mind, and he just walked away. They did lower my charge from driving without a license or on a suspended license to not having it on me. So I asked him, I said, well, is there a law that states that I have to have that in my pocket at all times? And they couldn't tell me. Couldn't nobody say shit. They didn't know. But I'm getting charged for it.
Yeah. Well, I know here in San Antonio, if you don't have your driver's license on you, it depends on the cop, but they'll screw you over. They'll tow your car. They had to, and this happened years ago, and I didn't have my insurance on me or my driver's license. I left it in the other car. And they just told me to park the truck, and they didn't write me a ticket. They said, get somebody to bring it down here to you. But this was before the days where they had all the internet stuff where they could check, and he was cool, you know. But as soon as he left, I waited a few minutes, and I got back in my truck, and I hightailed it back out of town. But now, they don't do that. That was a long time ago. They just assholes for the most part now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm only 36 years old, so I mean, I'm not that old at all. But I remember being 12 and 13 and 14 years old, driving my granddad up and down the roads out there, just not doing shit, while he sits over there and gets plastered.
Oh.
You know?
I wonder how I can get this sound on there.
And the police would pull us over, and he'd say, "Oh, okay, you got your grandson driving for you. All right, as long as you're riding safe." And we'd go on about our business. You know, now they're getting stupid with it now.
Well, they use it now. They use it for everything goes to them. I mean, not everything, but I mean, they use it to fund their own shit. They buy more stuff.
Can y'all see that screen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying to
should
figure-
back it up and start from the beginning.
Can y'all hear it?
Nope.
No.
No
All right, I'm gonna play the video off my phone. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna play the audio. Maybe y'all can hear it. I'll
Okay.
play it off my phone. So
I'll be right back.
give me a second.
Jack, do you have a link to that you can send me and I can play it?
No, because I just downloaded it to my computer,
All right.
so I haven't linked it to
Number
anything.
2 side.
But okay. All right, let me go back here. Give me a second. I'll link up the audio. All right. All right, here we go. Y'all hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm playing the audio off my phone. It gets better here in a minute.
We can't hear it.
Your phone closer to the mic. There you go.
She don't detain the white guy, she detains the black guy. Now, white, yes, I know. I left with the same item, and I told you I was in a hurry, and you let me pass. But you didn't let me pass. Why? Excuse me, now. I had the same item he had. I told you the same thing. Because I'm in a hurry, he told you he's in a hurry. Why'd you stop him? Because he's black. That's the only difference between me and him. Call your manager. He's on his way. Tell him you got a problem. So, folks, I just left for the protein thing. So did my friend. When I walked past there, I told her I'm in a hurry. She let me go. My friend who's black tried to do the same thing, told her the same thing. She grabs him. They got a little bit of explaining to do.
How's that audio?
Good.
Yeah, I hear it.
We're after this. We got a problem, sir. Yeah, well, I'm part of the problem, so talk to me. You want to tell him first anything before I talk to him? Okay, good. So here's the problem. I came in and I purchased 2 Premier proteins. Okay, right? I took one and I exited the door. Okay. She wants to check my receipt. I said, "Ma'am, I'm in a hurry." Okay. She didn't say a word to me. My colleague, who's an African American girl, walks out with the same item. Okay. Says the same thing to her. Okay. She's got hands on her. That baby minutes apart. Okay. So why he got stopped, I did not. There's some explaining to do. Why he got stopped and you didn't? Yes. Why was I allowed to leave the same item? Dressed the same? Yeah. You understand what's happening here?
I can tell you right now you're trying to blame it on racism. I can tell you right now.
I'm just asking why I was allowed to leave. I said, you understand?
Yeah.
Same item. Mm-hmm. I walked past and I said, "Ma'am, I'm in a hurry." She doesn't say nothing to me and lets me leave. Okay. Within 2 minutes, he walks by with the same exact item. Not my item. I bought 2. Yeah. Same exact item. Walks up, same thing. "Ma'am, I'm in a hurry." Same words. Regardless, she's like this. Won't let him leave. That's a problem, sir. You can don't please do me a favor. Please do not try to mask the problem because we're here for a reason. We're here because there is a problem. We came to see for ourselves.
Well, I know that.
And I'll explain something. Because right now the problem is only as far as I can tell. Please don't make it your problem. You're an activist. You never got a problem. So all the time. We come in response to complaints. So we have received complaints. That, for a lack of better words, minorities are stopped, or people not that aren't white are stopped way more than white people. So we say, okay, surely that can't be true. We're going to go see for ourselves. So we just conducted an experiment. Same item, same dress, same words. And sure enough, I wasn't stopped. Not only was he asked for receipt, hands on. You guys are not hands on. We both know that.
Well, either way, I have to review video
before anything. So you guys contacted I'm gonna give you guys a fair shake.
I do apologize, but I won't respond.
Oh, I think you will. No, you need to.
I do not have.
Oh, let me tell you, when you stop black people, you don't stop white people. When the problem is brought up to you, you're gonna learn real quick. I'm probably not gonna respond to you. Is a problem.
That's not true, sir.
You don't think so? Who's your boss? Huh?
His name is Luis Hernandez.
Is there anybody here higher than you?
No, not at all.
You're screwing this up right now.
No, I told you I have to review video and I can come back and talk to you after because I need to know exactly what happened before.
Look at our video. We have 4 camera people in here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you just to be fair.
Samsung completely sued you guys for having cameras.
You can sue me for having cameras.
Yes, you can't add.
You understand I'm recording you right now, right?
So you cannot be recording.
I'm gonna leave you all my information. I'll give you my attorney information, and you can follow it. Okay, sir. Understand? You're not letting me talk. Understand? We know your policy better than you. We have your policy. Okay. We have attorneys. We have bond. You want to call the police? We got bond. Okay. You want to sue me?
I'm not saying
is that your response to this problem?
I'm saying they can if that's what they deem is necessary. But sir, you need to turn off that camera and be more premises.
I'm not turning the camera. I'm not turning off the camera.
I like how everybody wants us to turn off cameras. Everybody wants you to turn off the camera.
You'll call the police so I can leave the premises?
Oh shit.
Of course they do. They don't want it on video what they're screwing up.
Leave the premises, yes. You cannot be videotaping in here.
Right, so you're not going to address this?
Hold on. Okay.
Did you notice the first thing he said? You're trying to make this a race. You're trying to make this a racial thing or whatever. You didn't say nothing about race. You were just asking him fucking questions. He's the one that went straight to the racial card. You notice that? Unbelievable.
So at this point, sir, I understand. I can hang out until he's done.
All right, Jack. You want to save that for they can come back and see it later.
Yeah, I'll do that. So basically,
this goes on for a while.
He said, so he said, yeah, turn off the camera or I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Now, in Texas, if you receive notice part and fail to do so, it's trespassing. Saying that you need to turn off the camera or I'm going to have to ask you to leave, that's not receiving notice to leave. We're still having dialogue. Well, what he told the police on the phone is that he was on the phone and he was saying, yeah, they're filming me. They won't stop. They're harassing me. I told them to leave. I've told them to leave and they refused to leave. He never told Todd and Philip anything.
Nope.
And he only told me, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. So he never asked me to leave. He told the police when they got there, according to the police, he told the police that he had told me to leave and I refused to leave. So when the police were dealing with us, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but they had indicated that they were looking into the fact that I was trespassing. And I told them, I certainly hope, I really hope, I'm just trying to see anybody get in trouble here, but I certainly hope that he tells you guys that I refused to leave after he told me to leave. Because what's going to happen, you guys are going to arrest me, but then in the end, he's going to get arrested for false report. It's going to be a payday for me. So I hope he does that. And they didn't pursue that.
Yeah, well, you also clarified in the video that you asked him to tell you to leave, and he would not do it.
Oh yeah, 20 times. 20 times I asked him. I'm like, dude, I even told him, I'm like, I'll make this easy for you, man. All you got to do is tell me to leave. And he wouldn't do it. I told the police, I'm like, look, we got 6 people here filming. 3 of them are gone. So just save the footage in case you arrest all of us. And I think because of that, and then, you know, they backed off on that. So that was cool.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Oh,
yeah, I kind of exaggerated with the $250,000, but it sounds good. It sounds good, you know.
Well, you're not the only one that exaggerates on the live stream numbers.
Hey, there was 1,000.
They don't know
views,
that.
There was 1,000 views though.
Yeah, and that's just the start.
Yeah, that's just a start. Just wait, man. Oh my God, this is gonna be great.
I haven't really had a chance to go out and really do any audits yet because my problem is having the people that I know is convincing them to come with me to just stand off on the side somewhere with a camera and just watch me. And if something goes wrong, you know.
Well, it sounds like to me you probably are best to take care of your legal things first before you go out to do it. That's just my thought. You don't want to get too much on your plate because it will overwhelm you financially and physically and mentally. Take care of all your legal stuff and then go out.
And do a shitload of research. Know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the only thing really I've come up with is just right now, you know, just to go ahead and just pay the shit.
Yep, you know, that's up to you. Some people have the money to fight it, and some people it's just cheaper to pay it and go on because they just don't have the money to fight it. That's always the individual decision there. So if anybody says anything to you, that's screw them. It's your decision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I could find some people over here, over my way, somewhere that did audits, and I could go along with them and be there and get more of it, you know. I don't.
Where are you at?
I'm in Mobile, Alabama right now. I'll be here for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll go back to Tallahassee, Florida, where I live.
Okay.
I've actually moved over there and took my girlfriend over there to take care of my mom. You know,
well, there are more and more auditors coming online all the time, so maybe if you wait a little while, get your legal stuff taken care of, you'll have some company by then.
Oh yeah,
I think we have a couple auditors in that area.
I'm right across the street from the Coast Guard.
You're welcome, 84.
I can front door and see the Coast Guard and the Mobile Airport and all. And I've walked up and down the side of the road here and done video, and I had a guard come out, and he came out and looked at me and waved, and I waved back, and he walked over there, walked across the street and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just taking pictures." He said, "Okay, just don't come on property."
Some of them actually know.
And he turned around and he walked back. So I didn't have any problems with him, but I'm just waiting. One day I will. And I have no problem showing ID and all that. And, you know, I'll tell them, yeah, I'm on probation. But that's the only reason I'm giving you my ID is because I feel like I'm pretty much threatened. I'm blackmailed to do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, then I'm going to jail.
Why doesn't more people start carrying their ID between their scrotum and their leg? It's really easy to do if you practice.
I've actually thought about doing that.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh,
it's fucking hilarious, though.
Yeah, it is.
You can practice. Can you imagine if it became common knowledge among law enforcement that these auditors carry their ID there? You know what I mean? Like they would make sure that they have gloves in their trucks every day.
They would not want your ID.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Can you imagine?
Oh, that's
funny. And then on top of that, I've decided myself. I mean, look, we all know what the ID laws are here in Texas. I can speak for Texas. I can't speak for other states, but for Texas, you know, we know what the ID laws are here, and we know that the police have a problem with it. They don't understand it, or they just don't care. And they're going to ask. We know they're going to ask for ID, and we know that 50-50 chance when we don't want to give ID that we're going to take a ride downtown. I've taken a ride downtown for it. So I said to myself, I said, well, instead of taking a ride downtown and arguing something we already know the answer to, I'm going to start giving ID.
Oh God.
I want to give ID to every officer I come across. Now,
He's going, please ask me. Please ask me.
Absolutely. I want to give ID because, one, that eliminates me having to take a ride downtown, and it makes for a great video because, one, I'm going to take that ID out from between my scrotum and my leg, and two, it says I have to provide it to you. It doesn't say I have to hand it to you.
Right.
So I throw it on the ground between me and them. They can pick it up off the ground, do what they want, and when they're done with it, just throw it back down on the ground, and I'll pick it up. In Texas, it's not littering for me to throw it down on the ground because I intend to pick it up. I'm not discarding it. It's not trash. You see, so and I think that's great.
Left it, so.
Now, if they're an officer and they're doing the right thing and they're doing their job like they should, I think that they deserve a certain degree of respect. I'm not going to call them a good officer because I don't know them. All I know is that they're being a good officer in front of me. So rather than giving my scrotum ID, I'll just give it to them verbally. No problem, man. Here's my ID. You're asking for it. You said I don't have to give it to you. You're not threatening me with arrest or anything like that. So here's my ID. I don't care if you know who I am. But for those tyrants, they get the special treatment, right?
Yeah, they're gonna have to work for it.
why don't we all do that, man? Why don't we all just do that?
Put it between your ass crack and turn around and open up your pants and be like, here it is. You can grab it right there. I don't want you
there you go.
And I'll tell you, I'll tell you this also. Johnny 5-0 out in California, he had said something to me one time. He said, "Man, you know, that's a great idea you have." And I was like, "Why don't you do it?" He said, "Well, that's your idea." No. My idea, but I personally would like to see everybody do this stuff. The dildo, the free speech, the scrotum ID, do it. It's not my idea. I want to see everybody do it. I want to see it happening all over the place.
Yeah, that dildo thing's hilarious. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny in Alaska because we have constitutional carry, so almost everybody carries. I was thinking about doing that on an audit, sticking a fucking dildo in the holster instead of my gun. I think that's the fucking funniest video I've ever seen. Was that LAX you guys did that at?
Oh, at the airport? Yeah.
Dude, I swear to fucking God, that's the funniest video I've ever seen on YouTube. I'm serious, man. That was good fucking job, man. That was
I'll be honest with you.
I ain't seen that yet. I have to see it.
I'll be honest with you. If you take 100% of my time, 95% of my time is going out and doing these audits, and only 5% is producing video. Man, I have so much footage that I haven't produced yet.
Yeah,
he does. I have footage. I have footage from California. What is that? I don't know what that was. I got footage from California that I haven't produced yet. So out on that LAX video, I actually have some better footage. And where the officer, when they pulled it out of my holster, the officer that was writing and communicating with me in writing, he actually, when he pulled it out, because everything was so tense at that point because they weren't sure and there were officers behind me that couldn't see it, he holds it up in the air and he says, "It's a dildo, it's a dildo," and he kind of shows it around. Well, I'm recording in my pocket, so I got perfect footage and sound on that. And nobody put that out there yet, but just wait, man.
Man, two of those guys turned around with a big grin on their face and started walking away. When you did that, as soon as that dildo came out, two of those officers turned around. I don't know if you've seen the video, but two of them turned around with a big smile on their face and walked away.
They knew, man.
Yep, they fucking knew what you were doing.
Yeah, they knew they were had.
Hey, Jack, I got a place for us. We need to go. There's a big train yard with a bunch of coal cars at the power plant, right on the side of the road. We need to go there one of these days.
Where's that at?
It's off of 1604 over by the lake where the power plant is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's a small town. There's not really many places to park where they're going to find your vehicle. You don't care if they find your vehicle. They're going to know who you are or, find out anyway. But I don't want to take mine there because I don't want to know who I am. But we get the police department and then we right down the road and we get the train yard or vice versa.
Here's another thing.
And we got some requests from locals to go.
Here's another thing on that note. Vehicles. So you're on an audit and the officers are like, "How'd you get here?"
"Where's your car?"
Yeah, man. Don't play around with them. Tell them I drove. "Oh, where's your vehicle?" "It's that one right there."
You're not telling the truth.
That's not your vehicle. Point somebody else's fucking vehicle, especially if it's on some kind of private property. Hold on, especially if it's on some kind of private property.
Yeah.
Because the first thing they're going to try to do is to get you to move that vehicle. To which I will reply a big "fuck you." I ain't moving shit. I want to see him tow somebody else's car, and in the end, when they're like, "But you told us it was yours," and you ask dumb questions, you get dumb fucking answers.
Like you set yourself up for that.
Well, you lied to me.
Yeah, that's what you get for trying to harass me by fucking with my vehicle. Now what do you got? Your dick in your hands. I want to see everybody do that, man. Point out a fucking car. Pick one out.
Like David today, he didn't really say yes or no at first whether that was his white truck. That lady was ridiculous, man.
I got a fire marshal here in San Antonio on New Year's Eve, going around looking at fireworks stations. Well, I caught him on the highway doing about 80 and a 70. This road, he was doing about 60 and a 40. I followed him to the whatever. He's at the fireworks place, and so I go inside and I'm like, "Excuse me, what's your name, badge number?" He gives it to me. He's like, "Who are you?" And I said, "Well, I caught you doing 60 to 40 back over there. You need to slow it down. I'm gonna go ahead and let you off with a warning this time, but you need to slow it down a little bit." He's like, "Well, who are you? Are you law enforcement?" And I said, "Well, I enforce law." And so we went back and forth, right? He kind of, he's a little stupid, but we ended up outside, and he had asked me, "Is that your vehicle?" And he pointed to a truck, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's my truck." So he starts walking over there, right? And right away, there was an employee there. It's like, no, that's our truck. And I'm like, damn it. But he ended up seeing my car, and he went over there and took some pictures of it or whatever. But it's kind of funny. Wait till y'all see that shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, great.
That Jack is a blast to work with. We have such a good time when we get out there.
The city of San Antonio here, they had a campaign. It was called "Don't Block the Box." So if you have an intersection in a square, that's a box, right? So when you stop your car, you're not supposed to stop in the intersection or in the crosswalk. It's dangerous for pedestrians, and it's against the law. Everybody following what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're coming up to a red light and you got a crosswalk, you know how cars stop in the crosswalk? They stop too far ahead. So I'm going to share this video. I've been compiling all kinds of fucking traffic violations and shit in the city with my dash cam. So I'm going to find this video and I'm going to show you something. I'll find it here in a second. Y'all can talk about whatever. I'll find it here.
Well, while you're looking, we still need to do the one where you get an extra seatbelt and you hang it out your door.
Yeah.
And drive it around. And then you have a sign on the back saying seatbelt exempt.
Everybody can see that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm a 4. Remember, don't block the box. Okay.
Dude, that's a nice dash cam. What brand is that?
It's a Cobra. I got it from Best Buy for $200. It's got front and rear. It's got motion. It's actually done pretty good. I've had it in there for about a year.
It's got some really good video. Good picture.
Okay, so check this out. So this is a notorious place for these violations that I found, and I'm going to go back there with my camera one day and sit there for hours. Watch. Okay, so... Okay, I'm going to pause that. Can you guys see my mouse moving around?
Yeah. Or wait.
Okay. What about now? Can y'all still see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, over here, this is the intersection. So this is your crosswalk.
Mm-hmm.
This is your line to stop. Okay, you see how the light's green up here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the light's green. So I'm sitting there. Now watch this. First thing you're going to see is SAPD run the red light. Okay, you see the light turn yellow?
Yeah.
All right. Here comes police, right?
Yeah.
Now catch that?
Yeah. Yep.
Let me see if I can catch it right when it turns red. he hasn't completely entered that intersection yet.
No.
So that's your red light runner.
He's still on the crosswalk, technically.
Hold on. Watch this city. Okay, this is code compliance. Code enforcement. Watch. Don't block the box.
Are you serious?
He's all up in that box.
Damn. Yeah.
Oh, this was just happenstance, man. Yeah. So, isn't that something?
No shit.
Hey, y'all can see it. Y'all can see it just in.
What was the name of that dash cam? Is that a Cobra you said, or a Viper?
Cobra.
Cobra.
They sell them at Best Buy. It's got front and rear. So here's your full speed.
Yeah, the cop would say, "Well, I was in the intersection, but if it was you, he'd write you a ticket for it."
Oh
hell yeah!
I'll be filing a complaint on that one.
That is funny.
Yeah, I got my camera. I got little small body cameras, about as big as your thumb. You know, yeah. I got 2 of those. And
well, I got a good dash cam with front and rear and all that, but I just haven't had anything come up on it yet.
Yeah. Well, here in Alabama, it says that you're not supposed to text or be on the computer or anything like that while you're driving.
Right.
And as on my, commutes back and forth to work and all that, we see people texting and driving all the time. So I've been taking my camera and I've just been starting videoing people. And when they roll down the window, and like earlier today, we had somebody ask, "Well, why do you videotaping me?" I said, "Well, why are you texting and driving? What I'm doing is legal. What you're doing is illegal. So why are you confronting me about what I'm doing?" And we've been seeing all these people around town texting and driving and all this. And we've recently, just the last couple of days, saw a couple officers texting and driving, holding the red light up. And we stopped into a gas station, and the guy that I'm riding with, he got out and he asked the cop. He said, "Is it illegal to text and drive in Alabama?" And the officer said, "Yeah." So he asked him, "Well, why were you texting and driving?" And the officer told him, "Because I can."
Yeah.
We've decided that for now on, anytime we get in the vehicle, we're putting all the cameras on everywhere. So I got like 3 more GoPros coming, and I got a dash cam, a little cheap ass dash cam though.
You can't.
What, $75 or something.
You can't hear any sound on this, and I'm working on this video, but this is what I got so far. I'm putting little statistics up. You'll see it here in a second. I still gotta edit it some, but this is that fire marshal video. He's so fucked.
Dude, this
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good.
There's no sound or nothing like that. I'm gonna put more statistics up there, but I was going back around. I was actually going to the bank, and I'm getting on the highway.
This is over near your house.
Yeah, it was actually cold as shit that day, but so the roads were a little wet. So that's him up there on the left, up here. He's an unmarked car. He's got emergency lights on it, though. It's San Antonio Fire Department, one of the assistant chiefs. So right now, you can't see it, but I'll put up, I'm actually have my iPhone up that shows the speedometer. You'll see that here in a second. He's doing about 85 right now, and the speed limit's 70. You'll see as we exit here in a minute.
No lights or nothing. Wow.
No, he's on his way to that fireworks stand. They're going around doing checks. So check this out. This is how I edited it so far. It's pretty cool. I'm just now learning how to do this editing on this one Power Director program. But check this out.
Yeah, I got some videos, but I got to figure out how to get them posted and all that kind of stuff. I ain't figured.
All right, check this out. It's pretty cool. It's going to show the speed. So speed limit's here 40. When I finally caught the video, we were doing just a little above. Well, it's kind of jumpy, I guess, probably because we're doing the zoom meeting at the same time. But anyway, the speed limit here is 40. I caught him just above 50. So he's actually going almost 60 whenever I first initially caught up to him. I just didn't get that on video. But nevertheless, he's speeding. You're going to see he's fixing to go to the right. There's 2 lanes right now. He's got to pick one. So no turn signal. So he's going to use the turn signal to go left. And everything's pretty good at this point. But over here, so he's coming up behind the car, right? And you're going to see him go. You're going to see him go into the other lane to get around that car. You know, I'm not a perfect driver. I'm probably the worst driver there is. But, you know, he's a public official, so. So you'll see him come around this car. He's going to go into the other lane. You see how traffic's coming by, right?
Oh, man.
He's going to go off into that other lane.
Damn.
Yeah. So this is great, man. These fucking dash cams.
He's lucky he didn't cause a fucking accident.
Yeah, these dash cams are fucking great. So I'm pulling into the parking lot. He's right there, and I'm gonna go in there and confront him. But
good.
Yeah, these dash cams are fucking awesome.
No shit.
I got a couple more targets for us in the Bronzeville's too.
They can't hide. Awesome.
Can't hide.
There's a new DPS. The old one is, I think they closed down and they put up a new one in New Braunfels. And there was another one. I got to go find my notes. I wrote it down the other day. I can't remember what it was.
Where do I go to find out, like, where the right-of-way is and all that? Like, I've heard a couple of people on some of their videos, they stated that they've gone on the map, something mapped, and they've gone in and looked and found out what the right-of-way was. And
well, in some places have it, and some places don't. Some of them you have to actually go to the county hall, you know, and physically look it up. But some of them have it on the internet, and they call it different things.
Yeah, I punch in GSA survey mapping, and then it gives you a list. If you Google it, it gives you a list, and then you can look through it and find out which one applies to where you're at or whatever. Like Alaska's different. I'm in Alaska, so it's different than what you guys got down there in Texas and California and shit.
Hey, are any of you guys commercial drivers?
Nah.
Well, I haven't reached out to this guy's company yet, but I will. This is an access road. This big rig missed his exit, so now he's backing up on the roadway.
What? Yeah,
watch this. On the right-hand side, he's actually backing up. See that? See where those cars are turning? He missed that turn. So this rig right here is backing up.
What the shit?
You can see his wheels turning backwards. But this dash cam is awesome because if you notice, I can actually get the company, the VIN, and all that shit off that truck.
Everything.
Yeah.
God, you got his fucking numbers on the door and everything, man. That thing's got really good picture, dude.
Wait till I contact his company backing up on that access road.
I wish I would have had video when I got that one driver. He's if you're coming to my house, you're coming down 3009 to 78, and there's an intersection there. He goes to the other lane, all right, across the road tracks, the wrong way in the wrong side, through the light, through a red light, because he's in a hurry, all right, and then he comes up behind me, and we're getting down the road where the road gets to one lane on each side, and I'm stuck behind a couple of slow cars, and then he's right on my ass, and then I go to pass up the car, and he pulls up behind me, and I'm not going fast enough for him, so he goes in the emergency lane, tries to come around me in the emergency lane, and I did not get video of it. But God, I wish I would have had video of that because I didn't have a dash cam at the time, and I was didn't pull my phone out because actually I didn't think about it, but it probably wouldn't have been the thing because the way he was driving, I almost got hit. So
this guy here, this is a big rig. He has a lowboy. Do y'all know what a lowboy is? A lowboy trailer? Okay. He's got this big lowboy trailer, and this is when San Antonio or in Texas they were having this big gas shortage, right? So he's trying to get gas. So he pulls his lowboy into the gas station. The problem is that if you notice his truck, his ass is sticking out into a street over here almost. So
I know that store.
In order for him to get out of here, he has to back his truck out into the road. Well, it's dangerous. The average speed out there is about 60 miles an hour.
Oh, damn.
So what happened was I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, man, you know, I can give you a hand backing out when you're ready to back out." And he goes, I don't need no hand, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Just real attitude, right? And he's been probably driving forever. So I was like, "Well, you know, it's dangerous, whatever. You're going to cause an accident. Well, I'll call your company down here and they can help you back out. But you're not just backing out. It's illegal and it's dangerous." So this dude gets pissed. And I'm going to show you him coming at me. He's fucking mad that I'm filming him. He said, "You can't film me. You can't film me." I said, "I'm going to film you backing out into that street." And I told him, "You should call some people over here or we can help you back out or whatever." Watch, he's going to come at me here in a second. I wish you could hear the audio, but he doesn't know what the fuck to do. See if I can get to that. I can get to that part real quick.
You could tell the way he's walking around, he doesn't know what to do.
You made him mad, Jack.
Yo, he's fucking pissed, dude.
You know, one of these days.
Hey, watch. He's gonna come off that truck and come at me.
Yep, here it comes. You can see it in his face. Too bad you don't have that 2X or whatever fast forward, you know.
Yeah, here he comes. Here. So he tells me, "You better stop filming me right now," he says, huh? He tries to grab my camera. Watch. You see his little boy, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm backing up at this point. He reached up for my camera. And I'm backing up. You see how far we're walking backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got a pistol on my hip the whole time.
Really?
Yes. I always carry. Carry out in the open.
He's telling on you now. You're in trouble.
Yeah. He's trying to tell Valero, not realizing that all the employees in Valero support my channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was, so that's Kirby Police. Now, he doesn't know. He said he's going to call Kirby Police. He's got a brother that works there, right? Kirby will not fuck with me. He has no idea what he's getting into. So Kirby comes out. They talk to them. Kirby's not going to talk to me. Kirby's going to help him back out. So check this out. He almost hits the cop car.
Really?
Yeah, watch this. Okay, so here we go. So what it is, so he's there, right?
Damn.
So Kirby, so you see how he's backing out into the street?
Oh, yeah.
So I thought he was just going to back out and take off. No, he's backing out to pull into the other side to fill up the other tank. So watch the police car. He doesn't even wait for the cop. He just jumps in his truck and starts backing out, catches the cop off guard. So the cop goes out there to block traffic. Watch this. He almost nailed that fucking car. He's going to start backing up.
Yeah.
You can't really tell by the video, but he was close as shit to that fucking cop car. So that's what he was going to do without anybody there. He's out in the middle of that street. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That guy shouldn't be behind the fucking wheel.
Nah. So I haven't done anything with this either. But I stayed there and I just kept filming him until he left.
Dude, you got some good videos, man.
Oh yeah, just wait, man.
No shit.
Those are just some examples.
I don't know how long we've been on here, but it's a long time, and I'm ready to get off.
Yeah, I got to get going too, so I can go to sleep because we're gonna hit Sam's tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to get up early.
We got a masked bandit on here. He looks suspicious. I need to see your ID.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, pull it out. Get out of that nutsack.
So there's some faces on here that I've never met before. What was the platform tonight? Invites or whoever?
Bunny Boots and I went over some things, and then I invited some of these guys to come on. So
yeah, I actually I got on, was watching the YouTube when y'all got on live and started, and that's when I heard you say get on Zoom. Hell, I couldn't figure. You couldn't write the number down. I didn't have nothing to write it down on, so I screenshot it also so I could come back to the number to look it up so I could get up with y'all. But,
right. Well, look, I'll probably do this again and invite some more people. Sometimes I'll invite them ahead of time. Sometimes I won't. I'll just let whoever's in here when they want to come in. But as I've already told y'all, I am not big on doing a bunch of live stuff. So it'll happen when it happens. And I've got some people already asking me to do some live stuff with them. So I got a few to work with, but I do not go live every day. I don't even go live every week. So when it happens, it happens. And
well, it's I think it's nice to get out and meet you guys. Texas Sheepdog, I've been a big fan for a while. So PMP, same thing, man.
That's one reason I want to do it, because it gives us a chance to visit more and not just be in a chat, to get to know each other, see each other, visit, and give some exposure to some of the new people. And some of the ones are just subscribers that want to visit, So hopefully people will enjoy it, and we'll do it from time to time. And I want to thank everybody. For those that donated, thank you. For those that just pitched in and visited and joined the chat, thank you. And you guys here live with me, thank you. And we'll be back again sometime. Jack, we got to get out and do some more pretty soon. I'm ready.
We're running tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Well,
can't wait to see it.
I think you got it handled tomorrow, but if y'all want me, I'll be there.
And I mean, the more cameras, the better.
Yep.
All right. What time y'all going?
Well, Todd and Philip probably be over here about 9 o'clock. We'll be heading out, picking up Mike.
Yeah.
Probably the first Sam's we're going to go to is right there on the south side on Zarzamora Military.
Is News Now going to go with you too?
He's not going to be in town tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody. We'll see y'all again next time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you guys.
Back
nice
seat.
Dog.
Hey, Steve, if you want to go, just come over to my house tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, brother.
We'll talk to you later.
Stay safe, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Nice meeting y'all.
Yep. You too.